The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Padded practice number 2 is in the books, and it sounds like the defense dominated. We'll talk about that and much more. Robby Sabo, who was at the Jet facility today, will join us to break down the latest. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, AG's first training camp with the New York Jets is underway. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quentin Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go. Here on a Tuesday, we're presented by Hugo House. See the hat I'm wearing? If you want the hat that I have, that Max Fried has, go to HugoHouse.com and use promo code Asman at checkout and save 20% off. Fried on the mound tonight for the Yankees. Hopefully he pitches well. They certainly could use it. But if you want to get the same hat he has, I have, and many others, HugoHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout for 20% off. With that said, let's say hello right now in his weekly spot to the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com. He has been at training camp each and every day, and today the Jets completed padded practice number 2. Mr. Sabo, how we feeling?
Oh man, I'm sunburned, dude. It's brutal this week. I can handle most things, but you know, when my Irish skin gets exposed to this type of heat and humidity in Jersey, I turn into a whiny little bitch. So other than that, pretty solid. Defense was just, it was like the 85 Bears against the 77 Bucks out there.
Really? It was that dominant by the defense today?
Perfect storm. It really was. First team, second team, third team. The defense just 10 steps ahead. The most impressive thing was the communication. Breaking the huddle on defense. It's not like offense where you break the huddle. You kind of, it's based on checks. It's based on what you see from the offense. And you see it. It's impressive in terms of not wasting any motion, communicating, knowing where to be, who the strong side is, weak side. There are certain positions that line up based on that. And without getting into specifics, there's a lot of shenanigans Engstrand does on offense. And if you're not buttoned up, he could get you on it. But there were several examples where they couldn't get him at all, whether it was jet motion, orbit, anything pre-snap. Communication was there. They couldn't run the ball whatsoever. Fields was off. They just, a bunch of sacks would have happened. Like, even the few completions that they did have would have been sacks, some of them, if it was a real game.
Interesting hearing that, because Glenn talked yesterday how the offense won and beat the defense, and now today the defense responds. So your thoughts on the back and forth through the first 2 padded practices that you've been at?
Yeah, I think today was all defense. Yesterday was more mixed. I didn't get the impression that the offense was crazy dominant at all. I wouldn't say the defense dominated them by any means. I think it was more up and down. But today was the first time where it was really a struggle. And Fields, a lot of inaccurate passes, a lot of stuff thrown behind. For example, the 2-minute drill to start it off, it was 40 seconds left at the opponent's 40, somewhere around there. He saw the off coverage. It makes sense for that situation. The defense is going to play off a little bit. It was too high. Corners were even soft. They were really in more of a cloud as opposed to a hard flat. Look, and the read was right. He looked for Garrett Wilson, kind of arrowing off to the sideline. And he overshot him and threw it to Parsipany. It was ridiculous. But to his credit, after the awful day that he had, his 2 best throws of the game were to cap that 2-minute drive and capped the practice. One was a Lazard dig where if most people would say he threw it behind him, but I think he intentionally threw it behind him to not lead him into the safety and throw a hospital ball. It was perfectly placed for about 20, 25 yards. And the following play was a Mason Taylor towards the pylon touchdown with little time remaining. So even though it was a terrible day, he finished really strong with those 2 throws.
And he picked up a key first down with his legs, which is obviously a great sign for how the Jets feel about his health, how he feels. He said afterwards he feels like he's totally fine. So I think that's certainly a tremendous positive, given how scary it looked on Thursday, not that long ago, that Justin Fields is out there running with his legs for first downs and team periods.
Yeah, you wouldn't even realize or take note that he got hurt. If it's not a big toe injury, any other toe, it's basically the equivalent of a hangnail in football. It's really what it is. So he's completely fine. If it was the regular season, he'd be playing. How much of that is going into the poor day today? I mean, there could be something to that for sure. But I don't look at Fields and say it was his fault they had a poor day. I was really impressed with the O-line and the rushing schemes I saw yesterday and some on Saturday before the pads. Today, it all evaporated. The defense was just gobbling it up. On one play, Quinnen dominated. I couldn't see, we were too far away to see exactly who he beat or what he was doing, what the defensive call was. But the end result was him gobbling up a tackle for loss. I'll get to some of my tweets, but that's just, Quincy had a great tackle to the ground. There were no live tackling drills today, as opposed to yesterday. The open field tackling, which is pretty much in a 10-yard area. And teams, yesterday wasn't to the ground. It was thud, wrap, but don't bring to the ground, or thud and don't wrap. Today, same thing, but in certain situations, they do tackle to the ground, like Quincy. I think Quincy got Brees to the ground, or was it Isaiah Davis? One or the other, on one of the first rushes. So yeah, defense was tremendous, and give credit to Sherwood and Cisco captaining the middle of the defense there.
If you're watching live, how about this for a great giveaway? Speaking of defense, at the end of the stream, who wants a signed Germaine Johnson jersey, baby? That's right. Listener appreciation, go hard or go home. A monster prize at the end of the show. Signed JJ jersey, gift the membership for your chance to win, or send in a $10 super chat or higher to qualify for the raffle at the end of the show. If you don't win the Germaine jersey, you're automatically entered to win a signed Joe Namath jersey. And now just added to the weekly prize, a signed Ring of Honor inscription Nick Mangold jersey as prize 2, and prize 3, DeBrickashaw Ferguson signed football. So we got Namath, we got Brick, and we got Mangold represented in the weekly prize signed JJ jersey at the end of the stream. Robbie, what do we make of the Arryn Smith drop and the Mason Taylor drop? Taylor's been great, so whatever, it happens. He's a rookie. He's not going to be perfect. But Arryn Smith, it seems like he was having a really good camp till this drop. What have you seen from him specifically? Because I know that was something that came out of today.
Unfortunately, I missed the Arryn Smith drop. I actually tweeted it. A few people told me about it. But it was one of the rare, solid pass concepts where the quarterback got it right on the chest of the receiver, or near the chest, the target area where he should have caught it, and he dropped it. An in-breaking route of some means. Listen, I think he's better, and he's going to be better than Jets fans were in terms of disappointment, in terms of drafting him higher than he normally may have gone. His route running could be extremely solid, extremely solid. It's just his hips, they're really fluid. He's not just a burner. He's not Usain Bolt and only. He could move. He's got hips. So they can use him in jet motion, kick return, punt return. The routes for him, it's going to come when he learns patience. There's certain routes when he has to be patient. He has to slow it down. He has to set up guys, a bench route. You can't zoom in and out. And when you watch him run routes, he is zooming and going 100 million miles a minute every route. And that's the thing. And I think that's going to be the separator for him. The hands, hey, listen, we know his drops. He had drops in college, but I'm not too concerned about that yet because, he's not going to be a high volume target guy, especially right now. Yes, it's important for him long term. But if I'm the Jets, I'm coaching him up in terms of route running first. And yeah, you're going to coach him up with hands too. But route running, once he gets that and he sets it up and he's patient, then that's going to be really dangerous. And he could get himself in situations to get more targets and get more opportunities at the ball. Mason Taylor, I saw that one. That was more of a nothing open initially. Fields flushing to the right out of the pocket. May have been a sack, may have not been a sack. Fields may have broken it and flushed right. So it was kind of a backyard scramble type thing. And he should have caught it. He's running to the sideline. It was probably like right here behind him. So Fields was behind. He was on the run. Wasn't the easiest throw, 18, 20 yards downfield on the run, going to the right. Definitely behind him, but it's one you got to have. So, yeah, it's definitely a drop for Mason Taylor.
Our first entry in our JJ signed jersey is Hoosier Daddy, who sent in, a $20 super chat. So he's in the raffle for 5. Specifically today, Robbie, I want your thoughts on Allen Lazard, because it feels like he's had a quiet camp. He finally made that big play in the 2-minute drill. Why is he getting reps over Tyler Johnson and Malachi Corley and just really anyone else? Because, he hasn't separated himself from those guys. So why am I wasting reps on Lazard when I know he's not the long-term answer? I'd rather the younger guys get an opportunity to play. What am I missing there?
He blocks.
That's it?
He blocks. And, I keep hearing this, Lazard's not and he's been quiet. No question. He's been quiet, but that's not abnormal when you're talking about this type of offense. That's rush heavy. That's Fields. With Rodgers, the receivers are going to get a ton more work in practice. That's just the nature of the two quarterbacks. And, Lazard is who he is. We know this. And I'm hearing Reynolds is separating himself, becoming receiver 2. I don't disagree. I think he's the receiver 2. But I also kind of still am on the same program that I've been, in which there ain't going to be a receiver 2. It's going to be a rotation. Arryn Smith will be the receiver 2 when you need a burner. When it's 3rd and 9, you need someone to take the top off. If it's 11 personnel and 1st and 10, it's going to be Reynolds and Lazard with Garrett Wilson because they block. And that's truly how I think they're going to roll. He's an excellent blocker, and I think he's safe because of it. I think he is absolutely safe. Now, if you had, let me throw an example, and if you had Jackson Dart starting, or a different type, like a Justin Herbert, or Burrow, I agree. You're kind of wasting some time with Lazard out there. But that's not this offense. This offense, we got to throw away the original modern rules in terms of passing. This is something different.
Braylon Allen sat out with knee soreness. He was held out so he can get 2 straight days off because the Jets do not have practice tomorrow as they ease into the tackling they've been doing with the pads on. Your thoughts on what you've seen from Braylon, though, because it sounds like he's having a great camp. And what does the running game now look like if he's going to have a bigger role? What does that mean for Breece? Do we see Isaiah Davis? Just your thoughts on the running game in general.
Yeah, I think we'll see all 3 running backs. Right in the start from week 1, Isaiah will be the clear 3rd guy. So he might get, a drive or 2 get sprinkled in. And then above that with Breece and Braylon, they are going to be, in my view, pretty much a dead heat. And if you're talking about just running back, if you're talking about just traditional carries, Braylon might edge him. I think Breece is going to beat him in touches. But that means, putting him in Marshall Faulk type roles, split him wide, do some certain things. If you're going 11 personnel empty and you have the 3 receivers, you have Mason Taylor, you have Breece, and you want your quarterback to get a good look at the defense, it's going to be Breece instead of Braylon. Braylon will be on the sideline. Breece will be out there because Breece could line up at receiver, put him out wide, and Fields could see, is a linebacker on him, is a safety on him, is a corner on him. If it's a corner, it's zone. If it's linebacker or safety, it's man. Motion them in. See, that's the type of situation. And I think they're going to really rotate, those receivers and the running backs for that matter. And Braylon, I look at Breece as 1A and Braylon 1B. I think they really love him because he hits the hole really hard, and that's perfect for this offense. He is tailor-made for what they want to do at Fields.
Back to the defense. Michael Clemens had a sack today. Does he have a real role on this team, or are we going to have to get used to Clemens being out there a lot? He's
got a legit role on this team, yes. He's He's the dude right now. And I'll say this. It's not as I don't know if Glenn is committed to him like Salah was. I mean, I think Jets fans are all hoping not. But see, to me, Clemens, he gets more hate than he deserves less hate than he gets. But he's a victim of circumstance. He shouldn't be a starting edge. He's a solid backup guy. Like it's a good backup guy, like a bigger edge who you want to put in there against the run. They're just thin there right now. So he gets elevated. And with Glenn in this defense, yes, he's out there. He's entrenched, but he's not going to be used the same way. I'll just say that. With him and McDonald, they're being used in a more specific way as opposed to Salah's rigidness.
Comments, questions, super chats, they cut the line. Robbie's been at every camp practice so far, so if you want to know about a specific player or what it looks like under Glenn, make sure you get your questions in the chat for me to see and bring up on the screen. Shout out to Purple Belt Mike, who sends in a super chat here. He says, I can't give memberships on my couch, but I want the Germaine Johnson jersey, though. And, well, I have a super chat. Robbie, what are your thoughts and impressions on safety Andre Cisco?
Well, was that Lowski?
That was King Lowski with the Jet chant.
That recognizable voice, Lowski.
That's right.
Before Cisco with Clemens, I'll just say this. Clemens and McDonald, when you watch defenses, they don't, how do I put this? They don't rush to their spot right away like they did under the previous regime. They wait to see what the offense is doing first. So that's what I'll say about their specific roles. How Clemens will be playing a different role as opposed to last year. Same position, just a little more unique and specific. Cisco, I mean, listen, everything I've seen from Cisco, I like. I don't know how vocal he is, but the communication's been really solid defensively. So that has to mean the free safety is doing good things because he's the guy who sees everything. He's the catcher. He's the guy who has everything in front of him, and you have to have a vocal free safety for the communication to be right. So, very few, if any, blown coverages at all from the first team cover guys or defense. So in that vein, I think Cisco, he's going to be one of the guys they lean on this year for sure.
I think he's been impressive so far, and that's a good, buy low 1-year deal. So that's certainly, I think, something that's paying dividends. Now, Malachi Moore made a bunch of plays yesterday. Glenn highlighted him when asked about him during his presser. What have you seen from him, Robbie? Because I think he's got a legit chance to maybe start, it sounds like.
He does. I haven't seen him much, sprinkled in with the big boys yet. That doesn't mean a damn thing. I don't care how good he is, honestly. I would try to hold him off from that as well. It's still the first week of pads, basically. 6 practice overall? I don't even know. What you got to know about Moore is he's a safety. He's not a free safety or strong safety. He's a safety. The 2 plays that stood out yesterday were contrast with each other. One, he was kind of sniffing near the box. He wasn't at the line of scrimmage. He was maybe 3-5 yards off, playing maybe a catch or a soft coverage of some sort. And he sniffed out the receiver screen like that so quickly. And he broke on the ball so instinctively that it was the most noticeable best break on the ball this offseason from any Jets player. And he did it and shut down the receiver screen. Then the next play, completely different. It was, I don't know if it was man or too deep or whatever, or cover 2 of some sort, but he found himself in a 1-on-1 in space with Corley. Kind of a corner route, maybe a deep out, I don't know. But the ball was thrown a little high where both guys could get their hands on it, and he knocked it away. It was a beautiful PD. Maybe pass interference. I don't know. The flag wasn't thrown. Officials were looking at it, but that's not the point. The point is he can make plays in the box, up top, ball, attack the ball in the air, grab the high point. He could do a lot of different things, and his instincts seem to be right. And I think as a safety, that's the first thing that jumps out to me.
Is Byron Cowart the favorite to start next to Quinn Williams right now?
I would say yes right now. Yeah. It's becoming It's becoming a pattern, and I'm not saying it's exclusive with him, but if I had to put good money down, I think it's Cowart.
Seems like he's playing well and making the most plays.
I think he, of all the guys, yes, he might be making the most plays, but I think of all the guys, he knows how to play the role they want next to Quinnen the most. That one tech, 2i, where he takes up as much space as possible. He reads and reacts, and he doesn't overplay things. And he's willing to sacrifice himself for the betterment of the D-line and the betterment of Quinnen, if that makes sense. So I think he gets that role and grasps it the most right now.
Comments, questions, super chats. They will cut the line real quick. Sherwood had a sack today. Feels like we're going to see a lot more blitzing. I've been reading about some blitzes coming from safeties in some of these recaps. Sherwood's a linebacker. The Jets are going to be so much more aggressive than anything we've seen in years. I can't wait, Robbie.
Oh, dude. It's 09 with Rex. Everyone remembers. They go to Houston, win Sanchez in Rex's first game, pretty convincingly. And they start 3. I forgot who they played after that, but regardless, they started 3-0.
Texans, New England at home, and then the Titans.
Oh, that's right. The New England game at Giant Stadium, the loudest freaking game I ever attended in terms of a Jets game. But regardless, Rex's blitzes, they were new. They were elaborate. No one had seen them before. And, at the time, people forget, they were really nutty. They were insane. Like, with some examples, for that time, even now, anytime, coaches, if Rex were to draw up those blitzes on the whiteboard, coaches would laugh in his face. And I guarantee you there was examples in the past where he was DC trying to pitch those blitzes and they were shut down. But when it got to 09, he was head coach and he was King Tut. He could do whatever he wanted and he did it. And it worked. And it took the league by storm. Eventually, we know what happened. The league caught up. He didn't adjust. Things went bad there. They lost to Atlanta, but then they snuck in the playoffs. But I think that season, when you're thinking about Glenn, his blitzing, his pressures, Wilkes being on that program, and Cisco, I think Cisco is a great center fielder to have when you're bringing extra guys. Sauce, I think, is a great corner to have when you're bringing extra guys. I was talking to someone today. It's like talking about how good the defense could be. And he mentioned talent. They haven't really increased the talent and this guy, and there's a lot of question marks. And I said, yes, there's a lot of question marks, but it all comes down to the coaching and how much better each guy's ceiling can get within this scheme. Meaning, Richard Sherman, I don't think he would have been as good a corner in a different scheme. He fit that scheme perfectly. I think Sauce could fit a really blitz-heavy defense better than anything we've seen with him playing in terms of Saleh and Ulbrich. So that raises a ceiling. Will McDonald, Glenn talked about it, and there's been this big hubbub about trashing the previous regime because Glenn said it's about coaching with Will McDonald, putting on some power moves. And by the way, Jets fans, I can guarantee you Glenn doesn't want the previous regime being bashed. Yeah, I know it's human nature because
tell the players to stop saying what they're saying then, because they're the ones making it a story, not Glenn.
100% agree. 100% agree. 2 + 2 = 4. And the players are making it blatantly obvious. And even Glenn himself, like, he would admit it. But I'm just saying he's the anti-drama and noise guy. And
he tried to clean it up a little bit today. But yes. the original answer, look, Glenn could say whatever he wants. This is a shot at Robert Saleh. I don't care what anyone says.
We saw a lot of that. The speed last year we saw a lot of with Will.
Yep.
The spins, the coming around the edge. The power that he put on, I don't know if you need the replay if you haven't seen it yet, but he went over him at one point. Is that even a new element to his game when you said he added some weight?
Coaching.
Is that now what he can do?
Coaching. It's coaching.
How so? Like, what do you mean?
Because he can do it. You just said he's never done it last year, right?
Not much.
Now you see him do it. It's just coaching. That's all it is.
I love it. He doesn't have to apologize for that.
No, dude. He doesn't have to apologize. I'm not berating anyone here. I'm just saying, I bet you Glenn would never run away from it either. Don't get me wrong. I just bet you Glenn, he's the anti-noise drama guy. He's probably like, damn, I don't want this shit out there. I don't. He tried to as based on what I saw today, him trying to clean it up. Having said that, he's right. I mean, Jake, you know what I've said for the last 3 years with the coaching, and I put so much of their ills on the coaching. I still think Douglas did a great job personnel wise, but I'm just letting Jets fans know. I guarantee you, even though it's correct, I agree with it all. I bet you he doesn't like what's going on. But what were we talking about? Will McDonald?
E-I-E-I-O. Yes. The fact that this team's going to be coached.
Oh, they're going to blitz like crazy. They are going to blitz like mad. And we'll see. I love everything Glenn's doing. I'll keep saying it. I've been saying it. The accountability, the culture, it'll come down to strategy. What are the strategy bones of this roster, and how willing are they to be versatile? It'll come down to that.
Mother effing Chew with a super chat. Sabo says Brady Cook sucks. Faria said Brady Cook looks good. Which is it?
When did I say Brady? I said reported when he sucked, and then his last practice he was good. Good. Check out the tweets, mofo.
Big Will checks in. With the field scared, do you think they're looking for a quarterback just in case Tyrod is not good enough?
I don't think so. And by the way, Brady Cook, he's got this thing where any vertical seam, he overthrows. It's like a depth perception thing. He's been terrible all camp, all OTAs up until the last 2 or 3 days. Today it was pretty bad actually. But it was Saturday and yesterday where he was really good, and it sparkled and got spurred on in the red zone, interestingly. And I think he got a little moxie from the red zone because he was running around making plays on the run, just throwing it in there without thinking. And there were no 15, 20-yard verticals where he was going down the seam and overthrowing guys. Hopefully that keeps carrying over, but today, was a downward for him.
If you're watching live right now, hit the like button if you're one of the 350 people tuned in live. The likes help the algorithm feed the show to more Jet fans. So click the like button, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Hit that join button right over there underneath Robby and help us get to 50,000 subscribers. Mother effing Chew is in the raffle for one. Oh, yeah. Now, what are we trying to raffle away? Well, for those just tuning in, signed Germaine Johnson jersey is the giveaway at the end of the stream. Robby, you look like you were about to say something important.
No.
Okay. Well, never mind.
I think my mouth was, I don't know what happened.
Ricky NY says, how is AZ Thomas from Florida State?
Yeah, curiously, he's been kind of quiet this week. He was really noticeable in OTAs and minicamp and before the pads came on. If I had to guess, I'd say he's playing pretty well because, especially today, with the defense locking everybody down. So considering he didn't really give up anything today, I'd say he's still on track in terms of progressing and shooting up.
The big fella joins the Germaine raffle for 5 with this one. He writes in, how does Arman Meu look? Quinnen said he may be the strongest guy on the team. Also, how about Olu?
My recap yesterday on JetX, I have a video in the member section. Olu stayed after practice, and I caught him on the field doing extra work. So if you're interested in that, check it out. Use promo code Asman. Meu, strong mother effer. Like everyone knows, Saturday in the open practice, he beat him. McDonald beat him with, everyone's calling it a power move, a bull rush. It wasn't a bull rush. It was a straight arm. It was a speed to power move, kind of like what Bryce Huff used to do, where he would go speed on the edge, try to get the offensive tackle to overextend, and then use a straight arm or use some kind of move into power. And that's what he did, and he got Meu off balance. So listen, he's raw. He's a little raw. He's a rookie. He's got something to learn. There's been some spots where there have been rotations, but there's no concern. It's just maintaining the right expectations. I think in terms of the run game, in terms of being that right side mauler, he's everything they want. He's not there yet, but he's everything they want, and he's everything in terms of what he's going to be. They want. In terms of rushing the ball, that right side is going to look extremely good. by October with him getting comfortable with AVT and Titman, and even Rucker and Mason Taylor. So the run game is a plus. Pass game, we'll see.
Shooter joins the raffle for 2. We got a kicker. The Faulk Lord is back. Major
hero.
team upgrade. Faulk, yeah, Nick Faulk back. The Jets officially announced his signing. Glenn said it was going to happen during his presser this morning. Mr. Sabo, the floor is yours. Your reaction to the Jets bringing back a player who played with Mason Taylor's father. That's how long Nick Faulk has been in the league. He was on the 2010 Jets, but not been back to the playoffs since he was the kicker, so maybe that's a good omen for this year.
The night he kicked the game winner against Indy was one of the last nights I was so inebriated. It was one of those nights that I can't even remember. I remember patches of it. It was that bad. So, when you have those nights and you connect different memories to those nights where you just curse your life and you can't believe you did what you did, that was one of them. And when I think of Faulk, I think of that, and I think of Rex and Rex's Faulk hero comment. And the way he kicked that game winner, it was a chippy and still gave Jets fans agita because it kind of
curved.
It snuck into the right side and did that little fade. So, hey, dude, he miss only 1 field goal last year and 2 years ago? I mean,
he's led the NFL in field goal percentage makes, and it's not like he's only hitting dink and dunks. He hit from over 50 last year. Look, obviously with an older player, you never know when a guy might lose it, but they're not anointing him the starting kicker. Let him compete with the thicker kicker and go from there, but I love it.
Yeah, and if you look at their personnel management, they had 2 punters, they had 2 kickers, all young guys. They're down to 1 punter because they really love McNamara, and McNamara had a good day yesterday. He put up a couple tweets. He was putting it inside the 5, bouncing high and back, coffin corner. I saw one at the 7, one at the 5. Really good day. So they're quick to act. Yes, they're giving these young guys a chance, but they're not letting it linger. They're saying, okay, you got a chance. Show us what you have, and if you have it, we're going to keep you. If you don't, we're going to get rid of you. They don't delay. They don't let it linger, and that's a really good sign. That personnel evaluation, give a guys a chance, but don't delay. Act quickly, and they did it with the punter, and I think they feel they have their punter with McNamara. And then, with the kicker, they got rid of Cade Davis, and now it's down to, Janikowski's kid and Faulk.
Speaking of the 2010 Jets, Westy was at practice today. Mike Westhoff back watching practice.
He was walking pretty solidly. I got to say, man, the doctors working on him, surgeons, they did a good job. He looked brisk out there.
It's great to have him back. Great to have Nick Faulk back. Ultimately,
your employer was there too today.
That's right.
Continent and was it Bart Scott?
Bart and Carlin were there. They had a great guest list, Jeff fans. Check it out on their podcast for the radio show. They had AG, they had Fields, they had Quincy on.
I didn't see Quincy, but I saw Glenn go over there. And then NFL Network was there today too. Everyone was there.
NK Adams, big media day for the Jets.
NK Adams, jeez, who's she working for now?
FanDuel TV.
It's FanDuel. Okay.
Was Westhoff wearing the bucket hat today? By the way,
I didn't see the bucket hat. I saw him rock my hair color. That's all I saw. I saw the gray hair, flowing in the wind.
Interesting. Very interesting. Super chat from Thunder Lips, who's in the raffle for 2. He says, Mr. John Cusack, read all your tweets today. Great insight. Great Twitter follow. Has Woody wore his stupid effing chain at camp yet? And why is he dressing like he shops at Gap Kids?
I didn't see the chain. I think, was it Brick who was with him yesterday? One of his 2 sons was with him yesterday.
Yeah, noted fan of the show, Brick Johnson.
Yes, noted fan of JetX as well.
That's right. That's right.
But no, I didn't see the chain, and I will not delve into fashion advice because if that happens, the world will light up on fire.
I keep getting these targeted ads for this chain company. And they're trying to get me Instagram targeted ads to buy one of the Jet chains, with the helmet or the logo. And I just, I can't pull the trigger. I want to, but I can't do it. But I keep getting these targeted ads about Jet related chains.
Interestingly, I don't know if this is good or bad. I could see you rocking a chain at an event like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be fun. Like it's not that big. It's like a small, like of the Jet logo, the new logo.
Yeah.
Like I think it looks nice. I don't know if I want to drop like $140 on it.
The fact that you're thinking about it and you're struggling and wrestling with it tells me you're going to eventually get one.
Man, maybe I will. I don't know. It's a mystery.
Don't fight it. Don't fight it. You know, you are who you are. Get the chain.
Eli Betts just gifted 5 channel memberships. He's in for a signed Germaine Johnson jersey at the end of the show. He's got a chance to win. Eli won a signed, I think it was signed Sauce Gardner, right, Eli, on the show the other day. That has been sent out, and it should be there later this week. Let's go, Eli. The following 5 people are channel members. And by the way, Eli's the first person to drop a 5 spot. So that is what we're playing for today. For those just tuning in, SK, Known, Mark Levine, Rashul Patel, and Ryan Paris are the recipient there of the gifted memberships from Eli Betts. Comments, questions, your super chats cut the line. JD Surf City has a question about the O-line. When do we get concerned about the O-line?
I'll ask him, what are the signs that make you concerned right now?
Well, typically the defense is always ahead of the offense this time of year anyway. So
the O-line was great yesterday.
Yeah.
I loved what I saw from the O-line yesterday and Saturday. Loved it. So I don't think there are any signs to be concerned about it right now. That's number one. Number two, there's going to be Fields is going to, I think Fields is going to lead the team in rushing. So I think their stats and certain analytics and metrics are going to make the O-line look better than it actually is during the year. So I don't think there should be any level of concern right now. Not even close.
AG wants to know how Fashion has been in the run blocking.
It's tough to tell. I think he's been okay. The fact that I loved what I saw from the rush concepts yesterday and Saturday tells me the whole line played well. So I'd give Fashanu a B+ right now.
B+ for Olu Fashanu, not too shabby. And
yeah.
This quote unquote competition at center, are they actually rotating during team periods? What can you tell us about the Titman Meyer center competition?
I think, yeah, I mean, it's still, there's no one guy right now still. So there's not much advanced in that on that front. I think it's still, and Glenn even talked about it. They're rotating. There's a competition everywhere, Glenn said. So it's still a competition. I think Titman will win it in the end. And, I wouldn't be surprised if Glenn did this intentionally to light a fire under a guy, because Titman, I think, has ridiculous talent. And I'm not saying he's not a hard worker. I'm just saying I think he's one of the guys. Maybe he talked to him and had him work on some things and really talk to him and decided that, hey, this is a guy I could play with and light a fire under.
Do you believe that the ceiling for this team has increased based on what you have seen so far from training camp? Like, are the Jets maybe better than you think they can be in a best case scenario based on what you've seen so far?
That's a good question. No, because it doesn't answer the question I need to know. How versatile and strategic will they and are they? Because to me, it comes down to the week-to-week chameleon game plan type stuff that you really have to dive into in the NFL. The ceiling before OTAs even started, the ceiling for me for this team was higher than the average consensus. When people thought the roster was a disaster and 4 or 5 wins, I told you, Jake, I think they could be a 500 team just on talent alone. I just think they haven't been coached right. So to answer this question, no, but my ceiling was already higher just based on the coaching change, if that makes sense.
Good answer. Ladies and gentlemen, Jess has gifted 5 channel memberships. So Jess is officially in the Asmaniac raffle now for 5.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
If you hear your name, Jess made you a channel member. Daniel Ruth, G. Laz, JJ, Dan, and Dre Correa. Shout out to Jess for coming through for the community here. Robbie, as far as the just coaching in general, once again, the fact that we're seeing tackling, the fact that like just things that like, I don't know, kind of feel like basic, the Jets haven't done in so long. Overall, how refreshing is it from your standpoint just to see this stuff, right? I mean, it's the first time since Rex Ryan was the coach, the Jets ran a live tackling drill. It's crazy, right? I mean, and you coach. So I just from a coaching standpoint, as someone who coaches high school football like you do, what have you made of just how transformative training camp has been compared to what it's been the last 10 years?
Just Saturday, them lining up in that drill got the juices flowing so much. I can't even tell you. I was ready to run through a wall, and I knew they weren't going to be tackling because they weren't in full pads yet. But it's the act of blowing the whistle, getting to the next drill, and every one of those players knows what's happening, what's going to happen. A massive spotlight is going to be shined on you. And that's the big part of this that people miss in terms of mentality. It's not just tackling. Like the tackling's important, yes. But even tackling at this level, rarely is there going to be a big hit in these tackling drills because these guys are so quick. It's so hard to get your hands on them. There was a lot of leg tackles yesterday in that drill. And by the way, it is an open field tackling drill. If you hear Oklahoma, get that out of your head. Oklahoma's blocking, shedding, tight confined spaces, trench guys sometimes. Tackling's one thing, but the big thing is the mentality. You want the spotlight to be on these guys. You want the entire team watching, and you want to challenge them and put the pressure on. Garrett, Sauce, best on best. Go. Who's going to win? And you want that pressure, and you want the chaos because you want to see who comes away with the win. It's more of a mentality thing than anything else. And yeah, the tackling it's a unicorn at the NFL level. It's refreshing. Got my juices flowing. But I think it's a mentality thing in terms of instead of going through the same old process, stretches, positionals, teams, Glenn starts every practice with a walkthrough. You want to keep the scheme in mind, work on that, keep it fresh. Then he goes to stretches. Then he'll do some fundamental stuff, either before or after the positionals. And part of that fundamental stuff is the open field tackling. It's crazy, but putting the pressure on these guys, ramping up that energy and bringing them together as opposed to separate is a really big thing in my mind.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line, which is why we go to Ryan, who has been a channel member for an entire year. Let's go, Ryan. Glenn's going to have this team ready to crack skulls on both sides of the ball starting week 1, 11-6. And I'm standing on it, Robbie. Oh, baby, 11-6. Yeah. The New York Jets. Are you kidding me?
Hey, listen, this is football. This is the NFL. Anything could happen. If you ask me who's a better quarterback, Rodgers or Fields, my answer is not even close. Rodgers by far. That doesn't mean the Jets offense can't be better this year.
Correct.
They could easily have a much better offense this year as opposed to last year with lesser quarterback throwing productivity, but Fields' rush game, his threat as a rusher opens up everything, and the coaching allows it to happen. So, 5-11, 5-12, 11-6, whatever record you have, it's possible. I don't think they're going to go undefeated and route to a Super Bowl, but you get my point. If the coaching is right and accountability, culture, all that stuff, I think is right. The next thing comes down to strategy and doing the right thing during the course of the regular season.
Thunder Lips is in the Asmaniac raffle for 5. There seems to be some hype in the Dynasty fantasy community, but I heard he looks small, but also looks like he belongs. What's your initial impression, and what's the biggest zucchini you ever grew? Now, who are you referring to, Thunder Lips? Which player?
Dynasty, it's a Jet he's talking about?
Yeah, but he didn't say which player he's talking about, so I don't know what he's referring to.
Arryn Smith?
Thunderlips, put down the bottle and tell us who you are referring to.
When it.
Oh, here we go. Mason missed that.
Okay.
He wrote a whole thing. I'm like, what? And then he's talking about Beast Breaker's giant ass zucchini. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, when a username, named Thunderlips talks about zucchinis. I have some questions. Let's just say that. Mason Taylor is small? Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Isn't Mason Taylor like 6'4"?
Yeah, he's not small. Like, okay, if he was at this size coming in to play tight end, you know, along with the Mark Bavaros, okay, maybe, you know, it's a different world. Tight ends are not built that way. So no, it's not small. I think he's going to be an excellent tight end. I really do. Definitely won't be a first rounder in dynasty drafts, but at least I don't think. I mean, I haven't really looked into fantasy yet, even though I run a couple leagues, one of them being a dynasty. I don't see that with Mason Taylor, but I wouldn't be opposed to drafting him for sure.
Comments, questions, super chats. As far as the second part, did you happen to see the Beast Breaker giant zucchini he called in with?
No.
Well, let me see if we could find
Well,
it.
I know
Beast,
what I'm going. I know
Beast.
what I'm going to do. I'm taking the fake
Beast.
sauce and the fake cheese off of there.
Hey.
That's what they try to disguise it as real. No,
Hey,
that's not
Beast,
real.
we're on
Yeah,
the air.
I know the difference between real
Don't call
and fake.
into my show.
All you
and
gotta
sit
do is
on
pay
hold
attention
and
and
be
watch
on the
closely.
phone.
Who's he talking to?
Hey, Beast.
You know what I do? Make a fresh sauce. Fresh.
You know what you
tomato
do?
sauce.
You eat. And you eat again. And
Six-
you eat more.
six
And then
swirls of
lie to
honey,
us about what you
cup
eat.
of sugar,
And you don't
salt,
step on the
pepper,
scale. 259 my
seasoning,
ass.
crushed red peppers.
259 my ass,
Also,
Beast.
last but not least, to give it that little boom,
Okay.
Welch's grape jam.
259 what? Blood
He,
pressure?
cla-
What are you
he
talking about?
claims to weigh 259.
Oh.
And then what you do is, after you get that all in there, bust that shit. Bust
Hey,
all
Beast,
that
are you
shit
on
up,
another show?
Taste your sauce. Taste it.
We will
boom,
not stand
it's
for
ready.
this. Hey,
Go.
Is he talking to the radio? What's going on?
who is he talking to?
The radio.
Big
I think.
ziti, huh? Hey, in the words of the one kid from The
In the
Sopranos.
words of
Hey, so what? No fucking ziti.
Whoa.
Hey.
Hey, Beast, you there? All right, everyone, cover your ears. We're sounding the alarms.
Yeah. Fucking
Hey.
Bobby Bacala, and then
Hey,
Junior was like,
shut up.
"Wait, where's the manicotti?"
Beast. Oh, here we go. The
Let me
delay.
talk to you in a bit.
No. Talk to me now.
I'm on
What are you
telephone business here. I'm on business.
I heard your entire conversation. You're doing nothing. What is this?
Hey, control your jets. Control your jet. Land it.
Beast, you play the guitar?
Been doing this for 23 years.
I'm
bad
sending
boy,
you back to
I want
Azkaban if you don't get your act together.
Honky Tonk Man. What's a better nickname for Honky
in
Tonk
the
Man?
words of the honky tonk man, don't be cruel. And always remember, where am I going to land Macho Man? I know I'm going to land him. In the ghetto.
Beast, that wasn't Voldemort on the phone, was it?
Who the hell? Do you have a love exception? You don't want to go one-on-one with me in a steel cage.
I'll go one-on-one with you. I'll send you right back to Azkaban, buddy.
Yeah? I know what
Yeah.
you can't do. In the words of El Putato, you can kiss my El Puta ass.
I can't even see your ass. Your fake mic that's not even plugged in is blocking it.
Whoa,
Man.
shit.
Oh man, you got a tight physique.
Hey, Beast,
Yeah,
move your
and
mic
my
so we can
body
see
got
that
more
body of
stuff
yours,
to do
baby.
than anybody on this planet Earth today. I've
Hey.
been around the block.
Hey,
I've been
move that mic so we can see that body of yours. There it is.
That sonny boy. This ass. This
Yeah,
ass.
Robbie
That's
loves
my
it.
sword, and take my sword. Take it to the bank, and if you can't stand the heat, and come abracadabra.
You want to see a magic trick? That's how we do a
What do
little Hogwarts magic beast.
What do you do when your friend starts talking to the radio? Do you tell him the radio is engaging in conversation, or do you try to break the news to him? What do you do?
Man, I don't know. That was something though. It really was.
I have not figured him out yet, and I admit I don't try. I don't think about it, but when it comes up and I'm on the show, it does strike me like, man, he should star in his own Truman Show version somehow. Like, there's got to be more to this story.
Live from the attic, ladies and gentlemen, Mimosa is back and better than ever. 20 gifted memberships from Mimosa. Mimosa, we miss you. Hope all is well. That is 20 entries in our Germaine Johnson jersey. that is signed by JJ himself at the end of the show. Let's go, Mimosa.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hell,
is he
yeah.
really 5'3"? How tall is Beast? Cody says 259, 5'3". Is he that short?
Yeah, we don't have the answers to that, Robbie. I don't know.
Beast, how tall are you, man?
Do you think he's going to give you a real answer?
True.
Now, I was trying to find Mimosa's custom membership drop, but StreamYard's acting up. So, Mimosa, the best I could do is play something that I know is very near and dear to your heart, and that is Charles Gorman honoring our great country.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
America. Hell yeah. Real quick, Robbie, I'm just going to read the names, and then I got a surprise for you before we wrap with you.
Okay.
Just a guy, Bob DiMucci, Mac Daddy, DD, Al Scar Capone, a Jake Asman fan, A. Roker, Richard Buxton, Donovan, LeVar Graves, Frank from Florida, Cheeky Peaks, Chad Milner, Tassos Manilis, Emmanuel Holcomb, Mike Cravens, Knicks fan 3-4, Neil Levy, Allen has gonorrhea, Lando, Cali Jets. One of those names might not have been real. And apparently that is 20, according to Mr. Tube. All right. Robbie, I need your opinion on something. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Today's Azy Award, as we near the home stretch, there's only 3 left. The Azy Award we're voting on this show is the best intro. And this was very, very difficult to narrow down to just 4 nominees. But the nominees are as follows: Kyle Clifton, David T., the big fella, and One Punch, Dave Briga. You've heard all these intros, Mr. Sabo.
Yeah.
Who would have your Azy vote?
It's tough. I think off the top of my head, Clifton. But the big fella. See, I think audio is Clifton. Visuals is the big fella. The big fella is the one where he's on the bed like a 16-year-old valley girl on the phone, right?
Yep.
Is that it? Okay, yeah. Visuals, big fella. So I'll go Clifton. Because Clifton throwback, not that Clifton. He's got my vote.
Honorable mention for Mikey Midnight, Gary's intro where the pointing song plays, and then the Charles Gorman, Hey Charles intro for Gorman. With that said, it's your time to vote. Let's go.
It's time for the Azy Awards. Gotta get through Jets off season. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna lose? These Asmaniac callers are legends. It's up to the chat. It's your time to vote. You gotta decide who's better. Asmaniacs drive the Jake Asman Show. That's why we gotta have these Azy Awards.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow on the show, we will officially wrap the Azy Awards. The Rookie of the Year award will be voted on the first show tomorrow morning. The nominees are Barbarossa, Mikey Midnight, David T., and the Beast, Beastbreaker 666. And then the afternoon show will feature the coveted Azy dedicated to the top Charles Gorman moment in the last calendar year. So we said it's the best for last.
Is that his first shave? What's going on there?
He used a machete to shave, and then we made him teach us a lesson in shaving.
Yeah, Poopgate wins.
Poopgate is Robbie's vote. So that's what's coming up on the show in addition to our daily coverage of the Jets. Michael, Super Chat, cuts the line. How about McDonald blitzing from outside linebacker in base?
No, well, McDonald's an edge already, so he's gonna be rushing. Rarely, if any, time dropping. So he'll always be coming.
Super Chat, cut the line. This one is from the Pharaoh, who says, I haven't heard anything about John Simpson lately, so I'm assuming that's a good thing. Same with Michael Carter II. How are they showing up at practice?
Michael MC2 is still my favorite Jet right now. He interesting thing here. I don't know if I said it on the last show. I probably didn't because it just happened. When they break off into positionals, you could do a lot of different things. You could do DBs, extended positionals, have all the DBs together. regular positionals have a cornerback group, a safety group. They take it a step further. They have the slot corners broken off into their own group. And that right now is Michael Carter II and Ryan Clark's kid. And it was interesting to me. I love that, treating that as a separate position. But it's interesting that they didn't throw Isaiah Oliver in there or another guy. I think they're probably searching for another slot corner. They signed one recently. They might try him at slot. But Michael Carter, tremendous. I still think he's arguably the best slot corner in the league. Definitely top 3. And who was the other guy? What did he say?
John Simpson.
Simpson, yeah, he's been solid. He got beat badly right after one-on-one open field tackling drills where they went live to the ground yesterday. They did something similar, but for the trenches, where it was the one-on-one pass rush drills where you see at the Senior Bowl a lot. You see for the college kids coming into the NFL. And Quinnen got Simpson good on one of them. He was lined up at 3 tech and just worked his hands to the outside and beat Simpson badly. But that's no shame because Quinnen beats a lot of guys with his hands.
My mom wrote in, I can't believe this is a sports show. So would you like to say hello to my mom?
Hi, Mrs. Asman. Hi. Who is her favorite Asmaniac is my question.
She loves Mr. Bonesy. She's a big Bonesy fan.
I mean, that's a default.
He's the family man. He's our fearless leader.
Whoa, Bonesy.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we say goodbye to Robby Sabo, a very important meeting of the minds needs to happen. Mikey Midnight, you were just on hold. Call back in because I know Robby Sabo wants to talk to you. So I'm calling Mikey Midnight out. He was just on hold. He just dropped off. Mikey, if you're still watching, we know you're dealing with some tech issues.
Mikey and Bobby, anytime.
All right, call in. With that said, I think Beast has calmed down so I could get the answer to your question. Now, he did write, look, you dumbasses, I'm 5'7", 259, a pure muscle.
Whoa, 5'7".
Maybe he's just joking because obviously there's a ton of blubber. So, Beast, you're kidding, right?
I don't think so, Sonny. This is
how
the
could
real
you
deal.
How could you look at yourself in the mirror and see
this
muscle?
This is the real deal right here. Look.
I can't see. You got to move your mic. That's not plugged in. Hey, move your mic. That's not plugged in. That serves no purpose. And then we can see your muscle, your physique.
Blah 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 blah.
Beast, if you're 257, you got to be 5'1". Yes.
Yep. Great points, Beast. All right, more calls. Mikey Midnight's here. Hey, Mikey. Uh-oh. He's not here. Mikey.
He's doing the midnight thing on us. Oh, boy.
Right. No Mikey Midnight. Back to Blubber Boy. Beast, are you actually 259? Yes or no?
No shit. Get it correct first time.
That's like the best.
Prove your claim that people walked on the moon.
Men don't die for no reason at all.
How does men don't die for no reason prove that people walked on the moon? Your evidence is that you were alive when someone claimed to have walked on the moon.
I was living then, yes.
What does that prove?
I believe in achievement. I believe in a space program.
You believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon. That's your argument?
I believe people didn't lie to us like you.
I believe in achievement. Therefore, people walked on the moon?
What's the wait, I mean, what is the benefit to gain for faking the moon landing walk? That's what I want to know. Like,
what's question.
What's the end result? What's the thing to gain? Like, I understand the space race with Russia, but what are you gaining? Like that and the flat Earth stuff, like extraterrestrial. I firmly believe there's life elsewhere, or even underneath the ocean. But stuff like that, the moon landing, flat Earth. What is the goal to be gained? There has to be something to be gained by faking that.
You can ask Gary next time he's on the line.
Come on, Gary. Next time I'm on the show, hop in. We gotta discuss things.
By the way, Dave Briga running away right now with the best intro as
I gotta see Brigas again. Maybe I'm shortchanging him.
You want me to play all four real quick before you go?
Yeah, do it. All
right, ladies and gentlemen, the 4 nominees for the Azy Awards. We will play each of them. So if you're just tuning in, your vote truly can make a difference. I mentioned Briga. This was the original Dave Briga intro.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see us maniacs complain. What they call him, one punch breaker. You need to get it down. What they call him, one punch breaker. The beast is on his ass. Call him one punch breaker. Has anyone seen B-Mac? Call him one punch breaker. You only need one.
It's good. It's
Strong.
good, and
Strong.
it's one of those. It's one of those themes that'll get stuck in people's heads, And it's a theme that encapsulates what the Asmaniacs are about. That tone. It's a good intro. I still go Kyle Clifton. I'm partial to that one, but it's good. It's good.
All right, we played you Brigga. Now let's play you the Gary pointing intro.
He's pointing. Gary Box point at you. Gary Box point at you. Gary Box. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Gary Box point at you. I point.
Robbie, you want
gas station pizza is better than a Big Mac.
Not yet, Gary. I can't do moon landing debate yet. Hold on, I got two more.
Oh, he was here. I thought that was the intro. Still, I'm like, what?
No, he did call in as
Okay.
that was playing.
All right. That was
all
pretty
right.
good. Listen, I like that one too, but I don't know, man. I like Brigga's better.
All right. Well, we got two more to play. This is the big fellas.
His home smell is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, the smell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show smell is on the bed. It's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the jets, super jets. He's a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. But that's a big fella.
Yeah. That one's tremendous, dude. It's so good.
And one more for you, ladies and gentlemen. The David T intro, and the intro being the heavy metal version of the intro.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me, full screen, bass, fireball, whiskey time, David motherfucking T.
Vote, vote, vote.
Damn.
Who's gonna win the Azy Award?
It's like E-Town Concrete for those who remember that grant. That was hard, dude. I still go Clifton, but hey, I don't think there's a wrong answer, to be honest.
Vote, vote, vote. It determines who wins the most coveted award in YouTube. In Azy. Nutty Nurse, I got you down in the raffle for 2. Do not worry. Mr. Sabo, always appreciate your insights. Great job at camp. Love reading the articles and your daily tweets, man. They've been awesome.
You got it. And Gary, I'm going to listen. Give the answer. I'll listen when I hop off here.
Oh, hold on. Breaking news. Mikey called back in. Can we get this to work? Mikey!
Mikey!
Oh, we can't hear him, but we see him. Mikey! He's got the Revis jersey on, too. Oh.
Yeah, the classic jersey. You got to love it.
Man, it's always one or the other. Either we can hear him, but we can't see him, or we see him, but we can't hear him. It never goes smoothly.
Hey, Mikey. What's up, buddy?
Mikey, 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 Mikey. Mikey, Mikey, Mikey. We love you, Mikey. Try again, and I'll get to you as quickly as I can. Well, we almost got Mikey there.
Yeah.
Robbie.
Yeah, I got to bounce. But, Gary, I know you're hearing me. What's the purpose for that? I'll listen, and I'll take it earnestly.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to speculate on as to why someone might lie. I mean, why do people lie about their body count, or why do people lie about their golf score, or how big the fish was? Right?
It's an important piece to it, because, like, if someone commits murder, motive is a massive deal.
Did you ever play golf with someone who lies about their score? People do it all the time. You ever talk to someone who said, "Oh, I caught the biggest fish ever"? I mean, it's a fishtail.
Yeah,
they wanted to accomplish something, because 60 years later, whatever, 55 years later,
you just
we're
gave me
still
the answer.
talking about it.
You just gave me the answer. So
okay,
the reason they wanted to fake it is to accomplish something.
Sure. I mean, it's you're asking me to speculate, to read the mind of a sociopath. I guess so. I don't know. I mean, the government's been lying to us for years about everything. So,
dude, but see, Gary, here's the thing. I agree with that. And usually the cause behind it is financial. Usually it's money. Usually it's power and finance. But like the flat Earth, NASA stuff, I don't see how the juice is worth the squeeze. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm not a flat earther because the Bible tells us that the Earth is round and spherical and orbiting and suspended by nothing. So I'm not a flat earther. I'm a globe earther. But I
didn't think you were. I'm just in that category. That's all. That's where I just don't see the benefits. In other words.
Well, the benefit is we're still talking about it as the greatest achievement in the history of mankind. The only problem is it didn't happen.
What's the most compelling evidence for why it didn't happen?
Well, so first off, like there's lots of it, but the moon landing that we're talking about
I've heard of
the 60s and 70s, right? First off, there's intersecting shadows on the moon, which is impossible. There's only one natural light. Shadows they'll never intersect. They'll run parallel forever. So right off the bat, in a court of law, it would get dismissed because it's impossible. So that's one. Number two is Buzz said we weren't there, right? Number three, NASA today says we don't have the technology to get to the moon. Today, right now, the space station is only 1/1000th of the way to the moon. So that's like saying as an infant, you could bench press 1,000 pounds. But today, as a full-grown man, you could only bench press a pound. Does that sound reasonable? With all the technology we have now, we have more technology in your iPhone, in your hand, than NASA had. And they want us to believe that with less computing power than this, we went 1,000 times further through the Van Allen radiation belt than we can right now. Something that we said is impossible right now. If we tried to do it right now, we would die. But 55 years ago, with a tiny fraction of the technology, we went 1,000 times further than we can go right now. It's not, none of it's feasible. Like, if we're being objective,
who said we can't go to the moon right now?
A NASA astronaut who's
and you believe that.
Well,
but you don't believe they went to the moon. Why are they right on that?
Okay, so we're both acknowledging.
Why are you taking that as truth?
Maybe they're not. Maybe they're lying.
Okay,
but now you're asking me to believe a liar. So you're lying now, but you expect me to believe
as evidence.
What was that?
You brought it to me as evidence that why we didn't go to the moon.
Okay, so your argument that NASA isn't lying to us about the moon landing is that NASA's probably lying?
No. My argument is, why, if you don't believe they went to the moon, why would you cite them as a reliable source?
I'm just saying, they're saying they can't do it, right? They're saying all these years we can't go to the moon. They're saying
who said that?
We lost NASA astronaut whose last name was Kelly. His first name, but it's a NASA astronaut right now that says we can't go to the moon. We had the technology, but we lost it. They also lost all the telemetry data, right? All of it is gone. All the telemetry data from the moon landing is gone. They threw it away like you throw away your high school yearbook. Like, really?
I don't know, man. I saw Tom Hanks go to the moon or almost make it. I don't know what you're talking about.
To me, you go watch I posted this in Nick Shine's Discord of the taking off, going back into space. Like, there's no way anyone thinks this is real. Like, it's so far-fetched and so unreasonable, right? Like, if I told you I went to Venus last night, would you believe me?
Well, Venus and the moon are quite different in terms of distances.
Yeah, I know, but this was 55 years ago. We could go to the moon. So 55 years
Dave
later,
Briggs says you're choking on your own lies.
It's like I don't know. It's like
would you?
It's like me? Venus and the moon is the difference between I played in the 40 and older men's pickup league last year versus I played in the NBA last week. That's the difference.
But why would you not believe me that I went to Venus? Why would I lie about it?
Well, it's one account. It's one person.
You're anti-patriotic, Gary, from Daybreak.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the same reason that I would lie about going to Venus or Mars or pick any planet you want. It's the same as them lying. They went to the moon.
No, it's a little different because it's one person versus thousands upon thousands.
It's not thousands. There's what 12 people who walked on the moon.
Yeah, there's a lot more people who had to be involved in terms of NASA, the government, and
you can look at we could look at the cover-ups today. I mean,
so
there are millions of lies that go on every day that your government tells you.
Dude, Gulf of Tonkin. Listen, there's a
Gulf of Tonkin
million.
is one of
There's
them.
a million
Yeah.
of them.
Operation Northwood.
There's a million
COVID.
of them.
Yeah.
There's a million of them I'm on board with. Yes.
So Gulf of Tonkin,
but we get
Cuban
into
Missile
trouble.
Crisis. They were all in the same time span.
But we get it.
But
Yes.
those are all fake. But this one, the most ridiculous one, is real.
No. But here's the thing: is there any one of these in which you don't agree with? Like, name me a common talked about conspiracy theory in which you believe it's actually true and the conspiracy theories are wrong.
Well,
name one. This is the thing. I'm on board with a lot of them, but I take them one by one. And if it's all or nothing, then we kind of discredit ourselves. I think that's the bigger picture here.
I believe that if my government opens their mouth, they're lying to me because they want me to believe something.
That's the wrong tack to take.
They want me.
You could start at that.
That's where I'm starting. Yeah, if my wife tells me something, I assume she's telling me the truth, right? Like, I don't think my wife's gonna lie to me. If my government tells me something, I assume that they're lying to me.
I kind of view
like,
it.
Why else would you tell me this?
I kind of view.
You want me to believe something, right? And then we find out, like, do you remember you're my age, right? Do you remember the food pyramid with all the sugars and carbs at the bottom?
Yes. Yeah, grain and all that good stuff. Yeah.
When they released that, they were told by their own doctors, if we release this, then people are going to be obese and diabetic. They did it anyway because of the money that they were getting from the grain from the grain farmers. So they released it anyway to enrich grain farmers. So they made generations of Americans sick, fat, obese, disgusting. They did it knowing it was going to happen.
I don't disagree with you in terms of FDA and health. It's where we are today in terms of psychiatric medicine and nutrition. It's pretty deplorable. I agree with you.
So if they're willing to make the entire country sick, and we just saw it again with COVID, we just saw it again. If they're willing to make people sick and dead, why would they be above lying about going to the moon?
Because I don't think the benefits are worth it. I think there's part of them, even though they lie and they do things for power and money. I also think they're so powerful and they've run roughshod over other countries and people because they are powerful and they do want to accomplish things at times.
It was one of the most unifying events, probably the most unifying event in the history of America. On a list
what did it happen after 5 years after Kennedy? About
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 or 6 years. 63, so 6 years. Yeah, it was 5 or 6. And Kennedy said that we were going to go to the moon by the end of the decade. That was.
But why would they fulfill the man's? I mean, obviously, you believe the government killed Kennedy, right? I don't even have to ask you.
Yeah, yeah.
Why would they fulfill? Why would they fulfill his dream?
I think they killed the whole Kennedy family.
Why would they fulfill his dream? Like if they
because look how it united the family. If I even suggest that the evidence is faulty, Brigga 60 years later loses his mind. This is the kind of collectivism it built.
No, I won't lose my mind. Like
no, you don't. But I mean,
I've seen.
Brigga doesn't know anything about me other than I think the moon landing is fake. And for that, he hates me and thinks I'm a bad person.
I don't think that. I've seen certain things. I've seen certain
evidence.
He knows
nothing else about me.
It's been a long time, so I'll try to watch a couple things that I've seen in the past. I've seen certain evidence that's compelling.
Gary's right. Just letting you know. Hey, John Cusack, he's right.
Who's this? I'm off the tab.
Thunderlips.
All right, hey. Thunderlips. What's the reason? What's the what's the benefit in faking the moon?
Well, they wanted to beat Russia, right?
Yes.
It was like right during the Cold War, so they wanted to be first. It was more of like a perspective kind of thing. I agree with. Listen,
but there has to be something tangible. There has to be.
It was a win. Listen, and I'm in the military. I've been in the military for 25 years, and I'm still active duty. And I'm not bashing anybody, but I agree with. I do not agree with Gary on a lot of things, especially with women's rights and shit like that. But when I hear news about things like, I want to look up the facts, and why are they telling me this?
Yeah,
what is their purpose? You have
the same way.
You have to look at it that way. Why are they telling you this? Because there's always an agenda, or they want to flip the script, and they want you to think a certain way.
Which is why my first question was, what is the pot at the end of the rainbow? I understand it in the health industry. I understand it militarily wise.
Oh yeah,
I understand it in a lot of regards.
Well, with the moon landing, I believe that Russia was on their way first, right, Gary?
Russia had orbited the moon. Right. I think that's a lie too, but allegedly they claim they orbited the moon.
Yeah, but what Gary said before, and I was trying to call him before my internet sucked. Zach Wilson's dog shit earlier today, but they filmed that shit like that. One of the astronauts actually went on a talk show and said that it never happened. Like when that's actually documented, and you could look it up. When a little
Buzz Aldrin said it never happened.
No. Buzz Aldrin said some wacky things through the years. No question. I've seen them.
Right.
I've seen them.
So it just you have to take everything with a grain of salt, and you have to think of it in a way like why are they telling me this?
Here?
Yeah, and I do, but I'm not willing to say they definitely faked it. It's a case by case basis for me. Like there's a lot of shady things that are done in the name of power and money. And
I didn't look into. I was a sheep for years.
Yeah, I don't think I ever was.
I went to Iraq. I did OIF. I did OEF.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you start looking at facts, and I think I'm not trying to get political, but the biggest thing is when Elon bought Twitter, and you could actually see shit that's not like taken away, and you could make your own opinion about things, right?
Well, you could always do that. You just have to search the right way on the internet.
Well, I mean, it's hard to search the right way when you look something up and it is taken off. You know what I mean? But
DuckDuckGo, Bing. You just got to use a lot of different search engines, and also
you can get. It's not mainstream, but you got to have the know-how to go about it and be committed to doing it. We're now with Twitter. He's saying it's more mainstream. It's easier to access.
Totally get his point. Totally.
And I want to look at things both sides. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. There's two wings to a bird, right? I look at things what makes sense to me, and then I go from there. So
that is a rational and reasonable perspective,
right? Well,
but that's a far cry from they definitely faked the moon landing. See, that's a very big. That's a very big. You see what I'm saying?
I say that. Okay, I think they faked the moon landing just from the things that I looked up. How's that? You could, and
no one in our position. We were all taught the same thing. We were all taught we went to the moon, right? We didn't just decide one day. We looked into it and said, none of this smells right. This all looks ridiculous.
I think, Gary, here's the thing. I think your brain, your mantra is more
dementia.
Is more
no,
is more headline theory driven, not into specifics. The specifics about the moon is secondary compared to you wanting people to dig in more and think critically more. Does that make sense?
I do. Like, yes and no. Like, I think you're definitely right on the second part. Like, that's what I want.
Right? I think the moon landing specific is a tool in terms of what your actual goal is for everyone to think deeper and think more heartily about everything.
I would say you're right, but I would say the moon landing is the example of that. Like,
I think it's the worst example because there's no clear power or money or the best examples are military or wars or.
Real quick, Dave Brigger, you're awesome. Talking about bury these two, bury me. Why are you gonna bury me?
That's what I'm saying. You see how crazy it is?
That's the point of America is to have an open. Listen, I didn't bash Robby or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't.
Open mind, and I respect.
Talking.
Right, and you respect people's. That's the point of America is that you could respect other people's opinions, right, without fucking causing.
Dude, for sure. And guess what? There's a lot of There's a lot of interesting stuff about the moon. There's no question. And I'm not up, I forgot about so much of it, but I've been into it in the past. On the pharmaceutical front, on the war front, I'm with you guys. I'm there. There's no question.
I just got a text from my friend saying, why is Thunderlips talking about zucchini?
Who's Starterlips?
Thunderlips, me.
Oh, whoa.
I'm speaking in the third person, I guess. I don't know. Never mind.
Ricky
Turned
Henderson.
into Ricky. Yeah,
You don't
Ricky
like
Henderson.
it.
Exactly.
No, because he's watching the show.
All right, I got to bail, fellas.
All right.
I forgot to touch. Is Jake still here?
I think he left. I think it's our show now.
He ordered.
There he is.
And we're back.
Yeah. So Jake, where do you stand on the moon landing?
I'm pro moon landing. I believe in achievement. I stand with Dave Briga, Gary, and Thunderlips. You guys are going to hell. I am pro moon landing though.
Yeah, I think it's. And he's got me. I'm gonna look into stuff again and read up on it again. It's been a long time, but based on what I saw, there's a lot of compelling stuff, but I can't get there. There's not enough gold at the end of the rainbow. Like war, pharmaceutical, health industry, dude, there's a lot of riches there. In terms of this, I don't know.
Remember when you were gonna leave early?
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
It always happens.
That
Robby,
happened.
you're the man. JetsXFactor.com for all the training camp coverage. Promo code Asman. Be a JetX member. Support Robby and the team over there. Always appreciate the time, Robby. Great job.
All right. Later, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Robby Sabo. Hey, PSA, our training camp meetup is now scheduled to start at 12:30 on Saturday. The green and white scrimmage is starting at 8:30. So we moved up our event at the Cloverleaf Tavern, which is 30 minutes from the Jet facility. So if you're going to One Jets Drive Saturday, come hang out with us at the Cloverleaf Tavern after practice. We're going to have food, drinks, Jets-related giveaways, coasters, koozies, Asmaniac merch. Chef Kevin himself has prepared a special Jake Asman Show menu, so check it out, Jet fans. Spots are still available if you RSVP in the description. Huge shout out to Thunderlips. He dropped the 10 spot of channel membership. So those tuning in late, end of the show, I'm giving away a signed Germaine Johnson jersey. So you have a chance to win that. If you don't win the JJ jersey, you're automatically entered to win a signed Joe Namath jersey on the show, a signed Nick Mangold jersey, just added that prize today, and a signed DeBrickashaw Ferguson jersey. So plenty of chances to win signed Jets items throughout the week on the show. John says, I just wanted to jump in the raffle. Back to work I go. You're in for 5, John. Thank you very much. Let's go. Uno Jet says, Gary, you the man. Let's go Jets. Mike D's Nut says, Gary, ask Gary if he believes in aliens. Gary, do you believe in aliens? Thanks for the time. We got some great insight there. Big Country checks in for 5 entries. Put me in for the JJ jersey. I'm about $300 in and haven't won a sticker, but love to support the Jake Asman Show because you have great takes and I love the Jets. Just got on, so way behind today. Big Country, you're the man. Got to be in it to win it, so stay put, and you got a real chance. Good luck, my friend. Phantom Green and White in the raffle by gifting 1 channel membership. Boom. We are all caught up. Now back to the calls. A lot of people want in on the conversation. AD is next. What's up, AD?
Hey, Jake. How's it going?
AD.
It's been a minute. I just want to check in and show you what I got right here. Bam.
Oh, let's go. It came in. How about that?
Yes, sir.
That's awesome, AD. Well deserved, man. Well deserved. That's a great jersey. That you gotta get that. You gotta get that framed.
Yes, I do. I do, definitely. Anyways, I just want to show you that real quick. But I missed portions. Did you guys talk about the line play at all? You guys talk about Quinn's going to get some help?
Byron Coward, Robby talked about as the favorite right now to start next to Quinnen.
Byron Coward. Okay. Cool. That's all I'm really interested in right now is seeing Quinnen get some help because that'll really solidify everything on the defensive end. So thank you for letting me know that. That's it. Thanks
have you called before, AD? I know you've been active in the chat, but have you ever called before, or this is your first time?
No, I call like once every 6 months or something like that.
I love it, man. Well, I appreciate all your support. That Bart Scott jersey's awesome, so well-deserved.
Thank you.
AD, checking in. All right, let's keep going. We got a bunch of people on hold here, so trying to go as quickly as we can to mix in as many. Jiggy the Jet Man, if you're still there, you're up next, Jiggy. What's going on? Jiggy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Jiggy, do me a favor. Call right back, and I'll move you to the front of the line because your line, I can already tell, the connection's choppy. Gary's Wingman is next. Hello, Gary's Wingman. I put you on with Gary. You didn't say anything, Mr. Gary's Wingman. Unmute your mic. Great. More calls. Grant is next. Hello, Grant.
Hey, I got takes I'm sure your audience is going to really get mad at. One, I agree with Gary. The moon landing was fake. And two, why does Quinnen Williams need a running partner as a top 5 paid defensive tackle when Aaron Jones didn't, when Chandler Jones didn't, Aaron Donald didn't, when Dexter Lawrence didn't? Why are we so high on Quinnen Williams when he needs a partner to be paid as a top 5 defensive tackle, and those double teams seem so hard for him to take on, and he disappears in multiple games?
I don't know if he's as good as some of those guys you mentioned. He was, for at least a year, he was first team All-Pro.
He's paid like he's good enough, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the next guy up is not always the guy that is the best in the league at their position. That's just how football contracts work. Like, Dak Prescott's the highest paid quarterback in football right now. Is he the best quarterback in football?
No, but that's kind of my point. Isn't it kind of a waste to pay him?
No, because he's still a really good football player, and he gets double teamed more than any player on the Jets did last year. So there's still value in Quinnen. You just want to have other good players around him to maximize what he does.
I agree with that, but
you can't just trade Quinnen Williams for Chris Jones. Like, Nate actually made a good point here. Like, yeah, sure, okay, you could say Chris Jones is better. That's fine. Quinnen's still really good.
Yeah, he's really good. But how about this? Name the partner to Chris Jones. Can you?
I can't. But I also don't know enough about their defense.
Because he was a nobody. He was a nobody. He didn't need anybody beside him.
The Chiefs have really good players, and Chris Jones, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like Derek Nottie was one of the
whoa. The Chiefs are known for a good defensive line?
They're known for having.
Or are they known for one guy?
I think they're. George Karlaftis just got paid.
I mean, come on. George Karlaftis?
What do you mean, Grant? Are you you want to be critical of Quinnen? Fine. You can say that, but your points don't make any sense.
They absolutely make sense. Quinnen Williams isn't worth a top 5 paid defensive tackle.
Grant, you're denying the Chiefs defense having elite players on their D-line. George Karlaftis is an elite player.
My point is Quinnen Williams doesn't deserve to be a top 5 paid defensive tackle. That's my point.
Were you saying that when he was a first-team All-Pro and had 12.5 sacks in 2022?
Holy shit, how many games did that win us? What a great defense.
Grant, thank you for the time. Never call this show again. Oh, my God. Please. How many games did it get them? Did you see the offense in 2022? That's why they missed the playoffs. They got them to 6-3 and 7-4. And then, unfortunately, Mike White got hurt, and they could have probably made the playoffs that year with him as their quarterback if he stayed healthy. I don't think Quinnen, for his standards, was great last year. He still grades out among the better defensive tackles in the league. His presence is still felt immensely. The Jets had top 3 defenses in 2022 and in 2024. Quinnen had a lot to do with that. His NFL peers voted him in the top 100 both of those years. That was such a bad call for so many reasons. And then and I'm sure Grant couldn't come back, and if I asked him the name 5 defensive tackles next to the great defensive tackles he's talking about. By the way, you don't think Dexter Lawrence benefits from having Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau next to him and now Abdul Carter? I think the Jets, it's fair to expect more from Quinnen. That's fair. But the idea that Quinnen is not deserving, I mean, Go talk to any coach that plays the Jets every week about Quinnen. All these teams are game planning to slow him down. You don't think you don't think Quinnen's presence had anything to do with Will McDonald having 10.5 sacks last year? Or Quentin Johnston playing well when he was a Jet? Or the guy that left the Jets, his name is escaping me, he signed with the Texans. Sheldon Rankins. Him having a really good year. Like, a lot of these guys have come and played next to Quinnen. They've been great. Was that guy's last name Rude? That was very fitting, by the way. Anyway, open phone lines for those who want in. Let's see if Jiggy's internet's working better. We'll go back to him here. What's up, Jiggy?
What's up, man? Can you hear me better now?
Jiggy, what's going on?
I'm doing good, man. You can hear me better now?
I hear you loud and clear. Yes, sir.
Gotcha, no problem. But I just wanted to call in. Had a couple questions for Robby earlier because I know he was at the practice. But just wanted to know your thoughts on them sitting Braylon for the 2 days. Like I was saying the other day, I really think they're going to put a lot more on his workload, and I think they're favoring him a lot more. And, knee soreness usually, first rookies or second-year players, they still have a lot to prove, so they're still out there working them. But they're sitting him, giving him extra days of rest. They're putting him on the New York Jets page a lot more than Brees, I personally feel like. So I just wanted to see your thoughts on how that running back situation you think is working out.
I think that Brees Hall is going to be very involved in the passing attack as well. And today, Brees was heavily featured as the receiving back from reading some of the training camp reports. But Braylon Allen's going to play a big role. You heard Robby say that he thinks it's pretty even as far as the carry share. Brees might be the type of player that maybe he's better if he only gets 15 total touches rather than, be this guy that's going to carry the rock 20 to 25 pounds per game. Because I like Braylon Allen's game a lot.
Yeah, I do like Braylon. I mean, personally, I like Braylon a lot more for the way I feel like they're going to be having the rushing attack. They're more of the I think the Y zone that he was saying, or the Y zone scheme. So just getting him downhill rather than, Brees, kind of twinkle toes back there, then finds a hole. But on top of that, the safety room, how you feeling about that? Like, I know Andre Cisco, I see him in a couple videos, a couple tough catches that have been made, but, still plays on, his side of the field. And then what are you thinking about Malachi Moore and Adams? What do you think they're going to do with that other safety position?
I think that Malachi Moore's got a real chance to start based on Glenn's comments yesterday. Cisco's been impressive. I personally have not been to camp yet, but those are all the reports. So I'm excited to see what he could do. I mean, it's a great story, right? Long Island kid, played college football at Syracuse, had a down year last year, but he's been good in the league before. I think he's a good fit for the defense. I like that signing at the time when they did it. So the early returns on him are positive.
And how you feeling about Coward? I know we were just talking about that D-line next to him, and he was talking about Chris Jones' secondary. Like, Nandi was there when they won the championship. He was there next to him. He was very productive. Like, we need somebody to swallow up the double team so that Quinnen isn't getting double teamed every play. Like, Germaine and Will, they're going to do their part, but at the same time, they're still a center and two guards. Like, if you only need one guard to handle the other D tackle, it's not much that Quinnen can do, even if he is, as great as something less think he is. You know what I mean? But how do you think that D-line room is working out?
I think it remains to be seen, Jiggy, who is going to emerge. It sounds like Coward might be the favorite, but I think anyone could emerge now that the pads are on. Leonard Taylor has gotten some reps where he started out as the DT next to Quinnen in some of these team sessions. Good call, though, Jiggy. Let's see. All right, we are caught up on memberships. I'm going to gift some memberships here at the end. I want more people to have a chance to win a Germaine Johnson jersey. So hit the like button and subscribe and turn on gifted memberships, and I'll drop a membership gift to someone coming up. So be ready. And if you get the membership, you're in the Germaine Johnson signed jersey. Thunderlips, do you have an actual jet point you'd like to make after debating the moon landing with Robby Sabo and Gary?
Yes, I do. How are you doing today?
Mr.
Sorry about the
Thunderlips.
call earlier. My reception sucks. So, real quick on the Gary moon landing. The first time I ever tuned into this show, like 6 months ago, he was talking about the moon landing, and it was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just funny to me that like 6 months of me watching the show, because I haven't watched in a couple of weeks. I was listening to the podcast. It's like we're talking about the moon landing again. It's like stop fucking moon landing. It's like Jesus Christ. Anyway,
the Jets' only Super Bowl was before the moon landing.
Yeah, well, agreed. So when you were doing the Ask Jake Anything, I posted something. You didn't answer it, so I did want to ask you. So the Daily News always posts like these funny back pages, and since we signed Nick Faulk, everyone was writing Folk Hero, right?
Faulk,
in the chat, right? So for me, I have a lot of memories of, I'm 43, so in the 90s and shit like that, I have a lot like Paul Hackett Can't Hack It and shit like that. That was in the early 2000s. But my favorite Daily News back page was when the Yankees signed Ching-Ming Wong to a big contract. On the back page, it said Cha-Ching Ming Wong. So I want to know what your favorite Daily News back page was. If you because some of those things, I know they're puns and they're fucking stupid.
It wasn't the Daily News though. Can it be a different paper?
Well, if it was Daily News or whatever, I actually don't remember the newspapers back then. It's all internet now, right? So whatever the back page was, what was the stupidest pun pertaining to New York sports that always resonates in your memory?
It's not a pun, although actually, you know what? There is a pun in it. I'm pulling it up right now, so I could show it off.
Let's do it.
This is my personal favorite. Great choice with the Raising Cane's. You got a Caniac?
Cameron's asking a question.
You go with the Caniac there, Cameron?
He's got extra cane sauce. It cost me fucking $27 to get 3 fucking chicken fingers for DoorDash.
Did he substitute the slaw though for either extra fries or?
There's
toast?
There's no slaw. Yeah,
Love it.
There's just toast. Yeah, he's a extra sauce kind of kid. He's all carbs, but every day they've been working out. Him and his 13-year-old brother, because they're in baseball. They've been doing Peloton videos and getting shredded like a Julian salad, baby.
This is, by the way, my favorite back page ever, and it's Jet related. When the Jets went up to Foxborough and played the Pats in the playoffs, this was the headline of the Post that morning of the game: "Return of the Jedi."
I remember that. That was fucking awesome.
This is my favorite back page ever, and I wouldn't even remember it if they had lost the game. But this was the best.
Well, you know what? I sent you an email earlier. I'm going to keep it private, but some work shit may pop off for me, so I put in an email. I'm a little buzzed right now, but what? 5:56. But since I'm buzzed, I wrote shit down because I wanted to talk to you about stuff. So when I was watching a show today, Beast he's got word salad. He goes off on tangents so much. I tried writing down Beast quotes. He says the most funniest shit, like the diarrhea out of the fucking Miami Dolphins asshole and stuff like that. Like I was laughing. It's so stupid. I'm laughing. So I'm just started typing stuff that he's saying. What did he say? Oh, yeah, word salad. All right, whatever. I'm not reading that. I'm not Charles Gorman. I'm not going to read shit while you post it on here. All right. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to make eye contact with you. I'm going to give you respect because that's how I am. But I tried to keep like a quote dialogue of Beast quotes. It's so hard to keep up with what he's saying. He talks so fast and he says so much good shit. It's impossible because if you rewind, you're just going to miss the whole show. You know what I mean?
Well, do you have the list in front of you?
I don't. I kept it at work, and he was saying shit about fried chicken. He was talking that the cold garbage shit, which was like people getting off in the chat. I hated Beast at first. I freaking love him. I actually love him because he says so much crazy shit, and I just have to laugh. It's like you have to accept him for who he is, and just it's fantastic. But I do have a personal question for you, Jake, that happened to me at work today, and all my coworkers hate my guts. So as you know, I'm a provider, right? So I have people under me, like it's like a medical.
Did we lose Thunder? I think we lost him. What happened? Beast, what did you do to Thunder?
Nothing. He must have had a bad connection. Let's see what we can get from him. Try doing this. Control, Alt, and Delete, and restart. If he can hear me, I think we must have lost him.
Hey,
That's
Beast,
all
we
right.
can't see you in your attic. Can you put on some lights?
This is a corporational studio. Very corporational.
I thought you were retired, though. I don't understand.
Oh, and I will be hiring businessmen very soon because there will be a brand new dangerous alliance, and I'm going to hire the best men on the planet Earth today. And no, for your information, I'm not fat. I'm one BMF. You can take it to the bank and put millions of dollars in front of it. Because
Hey, Beast, you said you were pure muscle. Can you take off your shirt and show us that muscle?
Yeah? You want proof? This is all effing proof right here,
Hey,
Jack.
Beast, your mic that's not even plugged in. We can't see the pure muscle. Can you move your mic?
Look at that, baby. Look at that. Right there. You see that gun right there? That's gun control right there, Sonny. This is all gun control right here. This, you guys wish you had power like that. Unfortunately, you had the balls. Maybe it's time. You all better get your acts together. Shape up.
I wish I had a zucchini right now to shove up your ass.
How about you take a power bomb? That's what you can get. Because nobody will screw with a master like me. And when the danger lines gets formed,
Bim boom boom beep, bim boom bim boom 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 bop, bim boom bop, bim boom bop, bim boom boom beep, bim boom 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 bop.
That was a weird one. That was a weird one. What a show this has been, huh? Black Gypsy, I got you down in our raffle for one. Also, Big T Charlie checks in. He says, I love the show. This gets me in the raffle. I can't gift memberships. Jets are going to win 12 games this year. Put the bottle down, Big T, but I love the support. Let's go. 12 wins. Where do I sign? Indy Jets has been a channel member for 14 months. He says it built the NASA program, and we spent $650 billion on NASA. Follow the money is why they lied about going to the moon with little to no return. Well, Indy Jets is a moon landing denier as well. How about that? Ladies and gentlemen, one of the finest beards we've ever laid eyes on is on the line. Papa Jet is next. Hello, Papa.
Hey, Jake, how you doing?
What's up, Papa?
Tell Thunderlips he was doing that wrong. He was doing it sideways, and if that's how it actually is, he probably should have the wife go get checked out. But anyways, I gotta mention Sandberg, Jake. I'm not a big baseball guy, but Sandberg was just the utmost professional, and it's a shame that he passed.
Yeah, 65 years old, way too young. So RIP to Ryan Sandberg.
And I just wish more professional players were like that, They're just, he's a superstar, team guy, team leader. Never heard crap from him. He's just a great guy. I put like Tony Gwynn in there too, like that, just awesome guys, awesome teammates. But it's sad, Jake, but I'm going to open up here a little bit, if you don't mind. I've been battling prostate cancer for the last 2 years myself. And the only reason why I'm bringing this up, because I kept it quiet for 2 years, basically. I just started letting people know. And the reason being, Jake, it is one of the most curable cancers if caught early. And mine was caught just from a simple routine blood test at my yearly physical, and I think his was caught a little late, and it just came back. My outlook is very, very good. In fact, they're not even doing nothing now because they caught it so early. They call it active surveillance. So I'm doing good. I just, and it's none of my business if I got friends that don't go to the doctor, and that's their business. But I just figured I'd bring it up because I know there's, probably quite a few guys that are over 50 years old in our Asmaniac community, and it's a simple blood test, PSA test. And what's scary, Jake, it's almost like 20%. I think it's like 18 point something. But if you got like 300 men in this chat right now, 20% of them are going to get prostate cancer, and probably half of them have it and don't even know it. You know, so I'm just mentioning it, just early detection. You know.
Well said. Well said,
It saves
Papa.
lives, you know.
And you know, we appreciate you sharing that. Obviously, it's unfortunate that you're dealing with what you're dealing with, but that's great news that they caught it as early as they seemingly did. That's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, my last biopsy, and he said this hardly ever happens because they rated on a scale, and I was 3/4, and he said if I was 4/3, we'd be having a different conversation. But my last biopsy, I went from 3/4 to 3/3. So my cancer didn't get bigger or smaller, but the aggressiveness of it went down, which is awesome. So I could basically live the rest of my life having it and not having to do nothing. You know, you just got to keep an eye on it.
I love it. Well, I appreciate you sharing your story, Papa, because if we helped one person today, it was certainly well worth it. So thanks.
Exactly.
Thanks for that. And obviously, you know, we're always here for you as a community. But that's great news about your diagnosis overall.
Thanks, Jake. I'll be fine. I just, you know, trying to help out, keep some guys here a little longer.
Ladies and gentlemen, Papa Jet. Excellent call. Now, this is quite the super chat I have here. First off, Colin Wolford, I got you down in the raffle for one. You gifted a membership. Boom. If you got it from Colin, make sure you thank him. Lou B with a super chat. Jake, I want to take you and Beast to a Jet game, 50-yard line tickets, and put a GoPro camera on Beast. Can you ask him? All right, Beast, your thoughts.
Really? You're asking the man, Mr. Superstar over here, the king of the streets, the man that control, the man with an operation plan. I'll tell you what, you got a deal. You're dancing with the devil, and now it's showtime. And I'm talking showtime. Yeah, Chico. Put it in the bank, baby.
Thank you, Beast. Let's go from Beast to Josh. Josh, how are you?
Jake, I haven't checked in way too long. How we doing?
Well, you were at camp, right, Josh? That's where you
Yeah,
been.
yeah.
How's the summer been?
It was actually really good. Got to see a couple friends my last year at camp, so it was a good wrap up to a great legacy.
Now, did you go to a sports camp?
No, it was just a Jewish summer camp.
Oh, so you only did the 4 weeks?
Yeah, 1 month.
You got to do the 7 weeks, man. I'm telling you.
That's way too long.
What camp is it?
It's called Hawaii. You probably never.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that one, but I know that the 7 weeks is the move. I'm telling you, as someone who did 10 years of summer camp, the four weeks is nothing. You blink and it's over.
That's very true. Were you a 7-weeker?
Oh, of course I was. I was a 7-weeker for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 as a counselor, 7 as a camp Canadensis.
I can't do that. I need to do some other things in my summer.
You'll regret it one day, but until then, enjoy it in the moment.
I guess not. Maybe. But I'm excited that they got a veteran kicker for special teams. You know how much I love special teams.
Yeah, you weren't alive when Nick Faulk was the Jet kicker. That's how long he's been in the league. Think about that.
Yeah.
When were you born?
I was from 2010. That's the year I was born.
What, you were born in 2010?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, the last time Nick Faulk was on the Jets, he was winning playoff games with his leg, and you were you were not even 1 year old yet.
That's tough. God. But I did want to say that, like, the fact that Glenn has come in here and he's like instilled a new culture, and they're tackling and they're hitting, and just from what I've seen, just like whatever they post on their socials, it just looks like the guys are having like a great time, and it's such a refreshing feeling to have that kind of culture. I mean, the first Jets head coach I remember was Todd Bowles, and then Adam Gase, and it just feels like Glenn has taken over, and he's actually doing something special.
He has been impressive so far. It is important to not get completely caught up in anything from training camp and have it drastically, alter your opinion on what the team could be. But I think if you want to believe this team is going to be a lot better, it's going to be because they're really well coached. And I think the early signs are they have a real identity. They have a real plan. Hopefully they execute it. But I've been impressed so far. I mean, you can't be a Jet fan and not listen to Aaron Glenn and what the players have said and not be cautiously optimistic at the bare minimum that, hey, maybe we have a real coach.
Absolutely. And I think it's like at the end of last season, I feel like as soon as the Glenn hire happened, the way I looked at it, it was like, what's the worst that can happen? I just watched Rob Saleh get fired 5 weeks into the season. Jeff Ulbrich took over as the interim. They went on this terrible losing streak. Everything went wrong, and the offense couldn't do anything. I feel like it's only up from here. So, in my eyes, why not be up? Why not be optimistic? And I think hopefully Aaron Glenn can deliver. I just need to put together a winning season.
A winning season, something that you do not know what it looks like, right?
2015.
Was that your first year watching the Jets? What year?
First quarterback I remember watching live was Josh McCown.
Yeah, so
No,
that's
after.
think about that. Your first quarterback was Josh McCown.
Yeah. It's
Man.
tough.
All right, spill the beans. Summer camp. What was the craziest thing that happened this summer, Josh? I know how you kids are. I was you back in the day. What happened?
Craziest thing that happened this summer.
Who snuck into the canteen and stole candy? Let's be real.
All
Someone
right,
did
that
that.
definitely happened. We did we snuck in the kitchen and made brownies, but
Wow.
we took the basketball hoops. They're like those movable ones. We emptied out all the water, and then we brought them up to by like where the cabins are, and we played like a 3v3 basketball game at like 6 a.m.
Love it. Josh, great to get you back on the show, my friend. Keep doing your thing, all right?
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it.
Josh checking in. Love it. Let's see. Great super chat here from our committee chairman. Boomtown says, shout out to Gator. This Azy category celebrates his mad genius and his incredibly creative mind. He helps Jake take the show to incredible levels. Amen. The best intro category is essentially an homage to Gator's great work on the intros. I mean, the honorable mentions, Mikey Midnight, Gary, Charles Gorman, that doesn't even cover so many of the other great intros that we have. There's just too many. Like, I think Big Cho's intro's amazing. But I think right after we announced the categories, we actually had Big Cho's intro done. So that could be up for a year from now. Who knows? But shout out to Gator, man. One of the greats. Thunderlips has called in, and he is showing off one of those headlines he referred to. Hello, Thunderlips.
Hey, you know, this is from 2006, and I went to this game when Chad Pennington's arm was in a fucking sling, and he was a bionicle man. Dude, talk about being an awesome guy. And I told the story, I think, with Bobby and shit like that. So when I was in Iraq, my fucking father-in-law got me the Boomer Esiason Foundation tickets to be on the field. And I have the worst. Hold on one second, honey. So I have the worst luck ever going to games. I never see the starting quarterback. Everyone always gets effed. So when I went there, his arm was in a sling, and he is probably the most down-to-earth dude I've ever met in my entire life. He talks to me about his uncle being in the Air Force, about his wife Robin, I think her name was, and he gave me her email number and shit like that. It felt fucking weird, but he talked to me for like 10, 15 minutes, and he was a very awesome dude. But I called in. I saw that while I was on hold, but I want to ask you the question I was going to ask you before my internet decided to suck Zach Wilson. So, at work, you ready, Jake?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? You're doing the Charles Gorman to me. You're reading the comments. You know, I know you do a lot of stuff. You're reading the comments and shit like that. It feels weird.
I'm trying to. You call. This is like your fourth call. Get to the point.
Shit. I'm gonna fucking wash my mouth out with the end of a revolver tonight. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So this chick is having a baby at my job, and she's like a lower end person, and she's cool as fuck. But all the doctors, I'm not a doctor, right? I'm a PA.
I'm a doctor.
You are a doctor. So they asked for $70. Everyone else was giving her a present, but the doctors were giving food for this person to have that's having a baby. Like, who gives? I mean, in my mind, who gives a shit? You're having a baby. Congratulations, you fuck. You know what I mean? $70 is a lot of money. Or is it not, or no?
It's a lot of money. $70 is not. a joke?
So when one of the other providers came to me, it was like it's $70. I said no. I was like, I got fucking bills to pay. I fucking, my kids are in fucking baseball and like private lessons. Like I have money, but like not money like that. Like I can't just give like $70 out. But I felt like a fucking douchebag. But then I text my wife and she was like, just pay them, because she's a young person. But I still said no. I don't know. I felt like an asshole. So now they're changing the whole like plan because I said no. So now all the other providers hate my guts, and this happened today. So I want to know if you would do the same thing and say no just for $70.
I probably would cave and just not want to deal with the conflict, but I give you credit for saying no. That's too much money.
Well, they wanted to get some like fucking bougie ass taco place. I live in Virginia, right?
Also, Thunderlips, I have to play this. I mean, good God.
On behalf of the Jake Asman Show, we apologize for the foul language.
Big Cho's going to be furious if I don't hold you accountable for your potty mouth.
Which one was Big Cho? Oh, Big Cho? Oh, that's the one, the podcast, right? It's not the guy that said I couldn't.
The Big Cho show.
Okay. Papa Jet was saying shit about my oral stuff.
Hey, when you call in tomorrow, let us know how your hangover is, all right?
No, I'm fine. I'm 43. I'm an adult. So
I'm an adult. You're a kid.
You talk to him. All right, here we go. Tell them about the Jets.
What's your name? Tell the audience your name.
I am Dubs Only 3. I play Call of Duty non-stop, and I'm Silver 1. Okay.
All right. We covered a lot of ground there. Ladies and gentlemen.
I live in my mom's basement.
No, attic. If you want to...
You get the fuck out.
Thunderlips, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, a 50 spot of channel memberships from Jerry Jet. Sound the alarms. This has only happened like 3 or 4 times in the history of the damn show. Whoa. Sound them. Yeah.
Get your ass off my super chats. These are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is raining channel memberships. 50 names are about to be read. Let's go. If you hear your name, you thank Jerry Jet. And if you don't know who Jerry Jet is, if you're new to the show, Jerry Jet got an Asmaniac tattoo on his back. The Jerry Jet, Mimosa's brother, in the Asmaniac raffle for 50. If you hear your name again, thank Jerry Jet. I got 50 names to read off. Joshua Burns, Rob D, Herman Lee, Thunderlips, You're Drunk, William Aimley, Golden Lums Media Page, Pauline Falenznik, David Nieves, Ren T, Fitted Kolak, Michael Napolitano, Matt West, William Hainz, Raymond Iglesias, We Got the Sauce, Alan You Suck, Carson Federico, Greg Gagnon, Bobby Midnight Stinks, Frank Yeager, Bobby Midnight Ducks the Show, Brett Pistol, Thomas Vitarosa, Where's Gorman, William McLean, John McSeely, Michael James, Kevin Flores, Zog Papanera, NY Jets for Life, Anthony Moore, Chris B, will you ever call in? The answer is no, but we'll ask it anyway. Cody Rickey, Gotham Jet Joe, Vito Chiachaco, Beal 16, JVP, PG Chris, Michael Lopez, Blake Carson, Michael Walsh, Alan Sucks, Albus Dumbledore, Nick Stitchcomb, Beast is fat and lying about everything, Mazel Tov, Chris Haverin, Deceptive, Beast is fat, Roy Kombarski, and Beast is fat, all receiving a channel membership there from Thunderlips. Absolutely sensational. Wow. 50 spot, reigning memberships. Let's go. I think I said Thunderlips there. From Jerry Jet, who got the first ever Asmaniac tattoo permanently etched on his body. Shout out to Jerry. All right. I'm out of breath after that, but that was incredible. Black Gypsy says, LOL, Jake as the camp counselor is a hilarious thought. I was a damn good counselor too, Black Gypsy. How about that for a thought? My last year, I was a counselor captain. I was so good. And then I retired. Derek Jeter's last year was 2014. That was my last year at camp. More of your calls right now. Devin the Dude is on the line with a special guest. Hello, Devin. Devin?
Jack, can you hear me?
I hear you, Devin.
Why did you run? Oh, you hear that? Stop it. Stop
I
it.
hear it.
So I was calling you from this crappy bed. Why are you running from Jake? You know Jake.
How's vacation,
And,
Devin?
and Elizabeth had a couple of questions, so I said I'm going to call in. She said, what did you want to ask Beast? Elizabeth, what do you want to ask Beast? Ask Beast.
Buenos tardes. How are you? Please.
What did you want to ask him?
I'm scared.
the Beast doesn't bite.
She wanted to know if Beast, are you residing in your mother's attic?
Excuse me?
I didn't ask the question.
I don't think you want to go there.
I'm just asking the question, bro. It's a simple question.
This is a global headquarters, my friend.
Oh, it's a global headquarters.
Walnuts. Watch it, Chrissy.
And so the global studio headquarters. You have any other questions for the global studio headquarters? What's that?
What's that?
That's Beast.
All this, everything that I own, it comes everywhere from across the globe and across the sea. See, when you deal with the top businessmen, you work, and you work, and you work. And then when you get to the top, by the time you hit 35 or 36, you already know. You already know you're already the best in the world. All you got to do is use this. Common sense. That's what the keys are.
Headquarters of what?
What is the headquarters of?
Global Studio Headquarters.
What is the? But what is it to though? What is the headquarters?
It's part of my corporation.
Ah.
I have 5 big corporations in the United States. 5. And that includes Turner, TNT, TBS.
How's your bed, Breeze?
Good.
Is your bed comfortable?
It's sexy enough. It's good enough. It's fine.
Let me say something, Beast.
Everything has its purposes in life. Always remember, key element number 1, common sense is the key factor. Number 2,
Common sense is always common. What do you want to tell them?
Come on, I got it. I got questions here. I'm waiting for them. Throw them.
What do you want to tell them?
Do I look like a pigeon
So
here?
apparently, I have the best room here.
Yep, she sure does.
Well, it's not that bad. You're doing good. Keep up the good work. Just do what you need to do. Have fun and enjoy your life.
Tell them about Daddy's bed.
My dad's bed is very hard, and he can't sleep. He woke up 2 o'clock in the morning because of it.
These are facts.
Well, you best bet if you really want some good beds, go to Mattress Firm. Mattress Firm it's around the U.S. Look it up. Go to mattressfirm.com.
This is our vacation house, though. We can't buy a bed yet, Beast. We're at our vacation house.
I understand that. Try mattressfirm.com.
Well, it's not my vacation house. I rented it, but
I understand that.
Babe, you want to say hi to Beast?
Bring
You got any more questions for Beast, Elizabeth?
No.
Waiting. All right. And, as they say,
she did say. What was it, Josh? What was his name?
Oh, was Josh the young man that?
Yeah, Josh is a man child. Okay, we're good with Beast.
All right.
Yeah, she said Josh was speaking to Jake like a grown man.
All right. Well, all right. Case is adjourned. 5-minute recess, please. Thank you.
All right. Are we done? I think mission accomplished. A lot was covered there. Hey, Grant Root, are you on the line? He called back in under the name Jake's a Bitch. I love it. Thanks, Grant. Next time, I better quit takes. But I respect the name change. Anyway, man, what a show. Also, Beast, you have a way with children. You really do. Have you thought about babysitting, Beast?
Hey, I have a daughter, and I got a granddaughter and a grandson and a son-in-law. Let me just remind you one thing, big fella. When you have kids someday, you're gonna have the same. You're gonna have to go through the same.
Thank you, Beast. A lot of ground was covered there. Lot of ground. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Let's see. We are all caught up. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Grant is on the line under the name Jake's a Bitch. So let's check in with Grant right now. Grant, how are you?
You cut me off when I was making a point.
No, you were just screaming and making incoherent points.
I absolutely was not screaming or making incoherent points. My point was Quinnen Williams is not worth being paid a top 5 defensive tackle. How is that incoherent?
If he was a free agent, he would immediately be signed for top 5 defensive tackle money immediately.
Okay, cool. How does that make the Jets better?
Because he's a really good football player.
That is taking a lot of money away from the rest of the roster.
And they'd be a lot worse without him, especially.
Would they?
Yeah, the Jets' issues. Are Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner not good? They haven't won with them.
I'm sorry.
With them on the team either.
I'm sorry. The Jets' issues are on the defensive line, or are they on the offense? Where the Jets need to spend their money.
Issues have been they have not had good enough coaching or consistent quarterback play during this playoff drought. Quinnen Williams has been an All-Pro and Pro Bowl player.
Offense, you mean? The Jets' issues have been on offense, where they're not spending the money?
And
excuse me, is D tackle
not a big
offense or
part of
defense?
the defense being good? Is Quinnen not a big part of the Jets' defense when they were good in 22 and 23?
22 or 20? They made the playoffs and won a playoff game in 22 and 23?
Now, by your own logic, Grant,
what the hell?
The offense was the problem. So that doesn't mean that you make your team worse by not having Quinnen Williams. Why wouldn't you keep him?
You make your team better by not paying the defensive tackle that you can get at half price to be above average and have a much better offensive team in an offensive-driven league.
Oh, my God.
But go ahead and cut me off. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm going to do something even better. Put you back in the hole because you have no idea how roster construction works. You're a walking contradiction. You're blaming the offense for the Jets not having made the playoffs. Yeah, because the defense was good enough to make the playoffs when Quinnen Williams was a first-team All-Pro in 2022 with 12.5 sacks and got paid, rightfully so, like the top 5 defensive tackle he is. Sit there and laugh. Here's what I need you to do, Grant. Sit there and bathe in your own filth.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Incredible. Look, we got a lot of dumb calls for various reasons. That right there is as silly as any of them. It's a complete contra about the Jets' primary issues being offense, and then saying we shouldn't pay Quinnen because it's not apples to orange. You can't just reinvest that money into the offense. The Jets have had enough on offense. They've either been poorly coached or the quarterback has just single-handedly prevented them from winning games. They were good enough to be a playoff team with Quinnen as an All-Pro in 2022. Mike White got hurt and had to go back to Zach Wilson. It cooked the season. We're talking about still a top 5 player at his position. Quinnen Williams gets double teamed more than any player on the Jets. Guys like Will McDonald and Bryce Huff and Germaine 2 years ago when he played, they all have had better years due to the byproduct of Quinnen being out there. It all starts with him. And we're talking about having someone solid next to Quinnen so he himself could be even more impactful than he is. But his presence is felt on a lot of plays where he might not have a stat. So you actually got to watch film like Dylan Terriman does, who's in the chat right now, and could talk, at length about what Quinnen's value is. I want more from Quinnen. Quinnen himself said that he thinks he had a bad year against the run, and he's going to be better this year, and I believe him. I also think last year, everyone, besides probably Jamie and Sherwood, underachieved. More calls right now. Rob the Jet fan is next. What's up, Rob?
Sorry, Jake, I'm driving, so if the connection is bad, then you can let me go. Just wanted to.
We'll let you go, Rob. Call back when you get situated. We'll come back to you. Nick Shine is next. Hello, Nick.
Bring that guy on.
He's not on the line.
Fuck. Well, I will give him credit for one thing. Quinnen is not top 5. He's actually 6th in defensive tackle salary. So he comes on, tries to bring the show to a halt, and his point is not even correct.
It's good to know.
Chris Jones, I'm waiting for it won't load. Hold on a second. Chris Jones, Milton Williams, Nnamdi Madabuki, Alan McNeil, and Derek Brown are ahead of him. So he's 6th. He's not top 5. But you are correct also. He absolutely deserves it. Quinnen was at his best and made an all-pro when he had people around him. Because it's very easy for offenses nowadays to double-team someone, isolate them, and eliminate them from a game plan. He was at his best when JFM was there, when Huff was there, and there was multiple guys you had to worry about because now you couldn't just double-team and eliminate Quinnen Williams. JJ coming back this year, Will McDonald exploding, blitzing coming from the second tier and beyond is going to help Quinnen, and we're going to see a dominant Quinnen again. Every guy who was successful on the interior has help, whether they create their success or their success opens it up for them. You're going to see defensive players. You can get eliminated very easily. With the athleticism of guards and centers nowadays, you can double team a guy and take him out of the game plan. But when you got pressure coming off the edge, that will open up a defensive tackle to do what he needs to do. And if we get Quinnen in one-on-one matchups, we want that. You weren't double teaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans of all ages, welcome to the event of the year, the moment you've all been waiting for. This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
I'm here, Nick. Tell me how good Quinnen Williams being paid as not top 5th, but 6th defensive tackle is helping the Jets win games.
Did you just hear everything I was saying?
Kinda.
All right, I'll do it again for those who've been...
Please, yes.
Okay. For the incoherent who might not be able to listen, I'll slow it down too, okay? When Quinnen Williams had assistance on the defensive line, he was at his best, and he made the All-Pro. When you are
yes.
Every defensive tackle needs assistance, dude, because you
Aaron
can
Donald
double team.
and Chris Jones did not, but go ahead.
Really? You want to go back and look at the pass rushers that Aaron Donald had on the outside? You sure about that? If you're gonna talk shit, talk intelligent shit. Just don't talk it for the sake of hearing your own voice.
Who did Aaron Donald have on the outside
His
as his pass rush?
I remember Dante Fowler Jr. had a double-digit sack year.
Look at that.
I'm not a Rams fan, so I don't remember their entire line.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you knew that Aaron Jones or Aaron Donald had big-time pass rush when you said he did. I'm sorry. I thought you did, but I guess you don't. So, okay, cool.
Did you just nut in your pants? What is the point?
Hey, real quick, do you sit when you...
Aaron Donald is one of one. He's the greatest...
This is important, Nick. It says that Grant sits when he pees. Is that true? I guess the answer is true. All right. Thanks, Grant. I don't like bedwetters on my show. Continue, Nick.
I mean, Quinnen Williams, any defensive tackle, I mean, you're talking Aaron Donald, the greatest defensive interior lineman of all time, in my opinion.
Also, okay,
we're not saying Quinnen Williams is in that category.
And by the way, when
Nobody
Quinnen-
is saying that.
No, and when Quinnen got paid, guess what? It was considerably lower than the $9 million more Donald was making because he's a unicorn. He's an outlier. He's one of 3 players all time to win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times or more. Like, he's amazing.
No one's saying Quinnen is J.J. Watt. No one's saying Quinnen is Aaron Donald. But Quinnen is a top 5 defensive tackle. He's a very good pass rusher. And you want to create things with this scheme to free him up one-on-one on guards. Because not a lot of guards can stick with it.
Yes, and if he was a free agent today, you'd have 31 teams in the league trying to sign him and give him the same contract the Jets did. So,
and you know what the story would be, Jake? The Jets fucked up by letting Quinnen Williams walk.
Yeah, I don't know why this is really an argument. I think Quinnen can have a better year this year than he did last year, but he's still an important part to what they're trying to do on defense. He's a damn good player.
All right. Put him back in the hole. I got to get back to work.
Nick,
love you, buddy.
Thank you very much. Love the passion from a Nick Shine. Fired up. Beast, what do you think of the passion?
Not bad, but I would have loved to beat his ass. He looks like an easy piece of work for me to handle. Give me him. Give me him.
No. He's in the hole.
I'll give him.
Stop it. Come on.
I'm ready for him. Anytime.
We know you're ready, Beast. We know you're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. Joining us on the Gustbuster Umbrella Hotline is none other than a guy who's got a great intro. Some thought maybe this intro would win. I'm stalling because I can't find it. I have no idea where it is. It's so annoying. Found it.
Purple belt Mike, he loves the dark night. He's got a green pool and he jumps right in. Maybe someday he'll get a brown belt, but for now he's just that purple belt Mike. Purple belt Mike, it might be purple, but he can still kick your dirty ass.
What up? I just wanted to go after that guy for a second. Like, dude, when Colin Cowherd said that Jets fans are dopes, pointing to that guy. That was horrendous. You're saying Carl Karlaftis isn't that good? He's ranked top 10 at his position. He had a sack, fumble, which won the Super Bowl. You don't remember that? Like, come on, dude. You're going to say that other people don't contribute? Yes, Aaron Donald was the best of the best. No one is saying that Quinnen is the best of the best. But Quinnen is among the best defensive tackles. Last year is an outlier year because our defensive line got dismantled. For the 3-4 years before that, no one would argue he wasn't top 5. So I don't know what kind of game he's playing, but you're a fucking moron. And you should never call into the show ever again.
No, I feel like he's getting off on the attention he's getting now. I think we're going to see from this guy a lot.
He can't get off. He can't get it up. There's not enough of Viagra to get that guy up.
Wow, strong. Now, I heard someone enter the room there. Is PBW around?
She just stepped out. I'm doing my knee here.
Ask PBW what she thinks of Quinnen Williams.
Just hit 70. Fuck. Shit hurts. What'd you say?
I said we need PBW's thoughts on Quinnen Williams.
She loves Quinnen, actually.
Okay.
She's a big Quinnen fan.
Mike, thank you.
Purple belt wife, she's the dark knight. She has a lazy husband who forgets to clean potatoes. Maybe someday she'll get some help, but not for now. She's just a purple belt wife. Purple belt wife. She might not be purple, but she can kick her husband's ass.
Am I on right now? Hey, Gary.
See ya. All right, home stretch here. I got to do a raffle. I got plans tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob the Jet fan will close this out. Then it's raffle time. Hello, Rob.
Hey, Jake. I was just at Tobay Beach, and I start walking out, and this guy goes, "Oh
no.
Hell out of here."
Rob, your internet is worse than Prime JJ. Sorry, man. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear you. tough. Hey, if you're watching live right now, hit the like button. Couple days left in July, by the way, so make sure you join the Patreon, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show if you want your name added to our intro. If you sign up for the year, you get 10 raffle tickets. So keep that in mind. This week on the show, we got 3 prizes in the weekly raffle. Prize 1, signed DeBrickashaw Ferguson football. Prize 2, signed Ring of Honor jersey, Nick Mangold. Prize 3, signed Broadway Joe jersey. Our top 3. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Thunderlip says, don't take money, don't take fame, don't need credit cards to ride this train. It's strong and it's sudden and it's cool sometimes, but it may save your life. I have no idea what this is a reference to, Thunderlips, but thank you. I put you down in the raffle for 2 more. Big Country checks in with a super chat. So pretty much what he was saying, Jake, is if you have a flat tire in your car, you should bring it to the junkyard rather than replacing the tire. What a dorkfish. He makes Beast sound smart. That, of course, in reference to Mr. Rude. Look, Quinnen Williams is not the best defensive tackle in the league, but he is one of them. He's in the top 5 at his position. He's paid like a top 6 guy. I think he's been that level of player. I mean, go ask defensive coaches about Quinnen Williams. All right. We are just about set for the raffle, but I got Rob going like this. So I'm going to try one more time, Rob, and you have no right to be mad at me if your connection sucks. All right? I'm giving you not 1, not 2, but 3 chances at glory. So I hope this works because the third time has to be the charm. Rob.
Not bad.
Hello.
I'm here. Hold up. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Go for it.
Good? Go for it. Okay, Jake. Just real quick. I'm sorry. I was driving, so, my internet's crap. I was getting out of Tobay Beach, and some guy approaches me, and he goes, Rob from Glen Head. And I'm like, who are you? He goes, oh, I know you from the Jake Asman Show. Guess who it was?
Who was it?
You know who this guy was? It was D-Mac. The guy D-Mac?
D-Mac, sure. I've seen his comments.
He's telling me that Nick Faria is married to his niece.
Yes, I have heard him say that before.
Yeah. Nice guy, Jake. Really nice guy. But it was just weird because I'm like getting off the beach and I hear Rob from Glen Head. You got to be kidding me. Because the Asmaniacs are all over the freaking place, I'm like. And we had a nice long conversation. Really nice, super nice guy. He says that he doesn't call in a lot, but, he always sends in the chat and stuff. So I figured that, I'd tell you. And just wanted to say that other guy is nuts, what he's saying about Quinnen. Because Quinnen is amongst one of the best defensive tackles in the league. So that guy's got a screw loose. But I figured I'd just call in to see what was happening and stuff. Just coming back from Tobay Beach.
Well, Rob, I appreciate you you telling the story. It sounds like there's still like an echo, so I let it go on as long as I could there. But I appreciate you, man. Good insight. Shout out to the Asmaniacs recognizing Rob out and about. D-Mac. Not B-Mac, chat. D-Mac. Real quick, before we do the raffle, Chef Kevin, the meetup on Saturday, PSA, 12:30 start time because the Jets are practicing at 8:30 a.m. When we originally planned this, we figured it'd be the usual 10:30 practice. But the Jets under Glenn practice even earlier. So our meetup will be at 12:30 following the green and white scrimmage that morning. Cloverleaf Tavern, about 30 minutes away from the Jet facility. With that said, someone's about to win a Germaine Johnson jersey. The jersey is not just any Germaine Johnson jersey. It is a jersey signed by Germaine himself. So, how will we determine who wins the jersey? We spin the wheel of champions right now.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
You see all the entries. Jerry Jet has 50 of them. in this raffle, which is insane, but a testament to Jerry Jet's greatness. Now, a couple things that have to happen here. The first is dramatic music, please. The second is a reminder that even if you don't win, you're still in our weekly raffle. And the third, if you do win, please email me your name, your address, so I know where to mail the signed JJ jersey to. With that said, good luck to everyone. And of course, shout out to the community for making it possible to do this. The winner of the Germaine Johnson signed jersey is wow, huge upset. Hoosier Daddy is the winner, and I have to check, but this follows a trend. Yep, Hoosier Daddy was the first person eligible to win because Hoosier Daddy sent in a super chat to earn 5 raffle tickets at 4:28 p.m. Eastern time, and the super chat said Germaine Johnson. Guess what? That's all it took. Congratulations, Hoosier Daddy, and thanks again to everyone who makes these raffles possible. Email me, asmanjake@gmail.com, and we will get it sent out to you as quickly as we can. Before we get out of here, let's now hand out the Azy Award for the top intro. And this one was a dominant showing by none other than One Punch Dave Briga. Polls are closed. Briga, the winner of the Azy Award for the best intro. Briga, 39%. Clifton, 28% in second. David T, third with 19. Big Fella, fourth with 12. One Punch Briga is the winner for the best intro Azy. And in honor of the win, sing along.
He thinks that Gary needs more shots upside his head. This cowboy hates when you don't believe in achievement. Well, they call him One Punch Briga. The moon landing was free. They call him One Punch Briga. His claim is not too dirty. Call him One Punch Briga. Hated jokes is like desires. One Punch Briga. Those who know they need one.
All right, that's a show, folks. So we went about 5 hours total of content today. Training camp, you could tell it's officially back, and I am pumped about that, as should anyone that is a true Jet fan. We're back tomorrow. Jets are off tomorrow, so good time to pop on 2 great guests, kind of recap where things stand. I think Nick Shine is scheduled to join us on the first show tomorrow. That is correct. And then Dylan Terraman on the second show. So we got that set up for you tomorrow. That's all, folks. Thanks again for watching, and enjoy this classic on the way out. Go Jets, everybody.
Who was that lovely lady?
That was Carly.
Oh. Anyway.
Yep. Charles, I think we talked about you calling in and chewing on the air again. You couldn't wait till after your call to eat. You talk to me and then you eat.
Anyway,
this is a great angle for you, Charles. Even better angle. Where are you calling us from?
Burger King in Hope Lawn.
What did you get?
A BK Royal Crispy Sandwich with Swiss cheese on it. No tomato. About to finish up my fries. I'm about to have a slice of birthday cake.
Very nice. Charles, I think you should give all your takes from this angle moving forward.
Excuse me.
Hey, here's the deal. Just got no chance unless you click on that like button. And you gotta make sure you subscribe to the Jake Asman Show. You don't, you can get the f*** out. Now let's go, Asmaniacs. We're built for this shit.